That's the Wadley High School cheerleaders from off the banks of the Tallapoosa River in Randolph County. The Bulldogs in town tonight taking on the Donahoe Falcons. They win the game 48-0. You'll hear more from the Wadley High School cheerleaders coming up in just a couple of moments. Welcome in to high school football. Alabama's After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett, our entire hard-working After the Game team with you all the way until past midnight tonight, live on Facebook and YouTube with all the high school information you need to know here in East Alabama. Let's jump right now to our scoreboard and give you all the final scores. Some games running late tonight, some wild games, some upsets tonight, region play, hot and heavy this evening. So right now, let's jump to the scoreboard. We'll take you right now to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. This is a final tonight from up in Rainsville. The Piedmont Bulldogs fell out of the Class 3A poll for the first time since 2008. They had been ranked 167 times. They fell out this week, but they may jump back in. Piedmont tonight, a winner at Rainsville. They beat the Plainview Bears tonight 24-13. Also this evening, the Handley Tigers, number 5 team in the state in Class 4A, playing at White Plains. The home opener at Robertson Field at White Plains. Blake Jennings making his home debut for the Wildcats. Handley comes in and wins the game easily as the Tigers win tonight at White Plains 41-0. The game we just mentioned, the Wadley Bulldogs. Ladies, how about it? Yeah, Wadley is 4-0. Good job, ladies, winning at Donahoe tonight 48-0 as Wadley remains undefeated at 4-0. Also tonight, another shutout. Homecoming at Lamar Field in Oxford. The Yellow Jackets having no problems with the Huffman Vikings, winning that game 52-0. We will have highlights of this game coming from the Hill at Walter Welborn. Welborn tonight taking on Beulah. Don't have a final. Well, there is the final. Walter Welborn won the game 60-34 tonight. Happy homecoming on the Hill at Walter Welborn. We will have the head coach of the Welborn Panthers, Jeff Smith, live in studio. Walter Welborn picks up their first win of the year as they win the game over the Beulah Bobcats 60-34. This game is still going on at Jacksonville, a top 10 matchup in Class 4A Region 4 tonight. Number 7 Jacksonville hosting number 10 Anniston. Right now, there's a lot of delays in this game. It's a long game. 5:36 remaining in the game. If we can go back to the Jacksonville game. 5:36 remaining in the game. Jacksonville is leading Anniston 52-24. That is Jacksonville 52 and Anniston 24 as Jacksonville is pulling away in that game. Still 5.5 minutes left in that game at Golden Eagle Stadium in Jacksonville. Now we can go to the Dadeville-Sax game. Dadeville wins at Sax tonight very impressively. Sax falls to 0-4. Dadeville, a huge win there in Class 3A Region 4 as they beat the Sax Wildcats 56-14. By the way, we'll have highlights of the Welborn game, highlights of the Anniston-Jacksonville game, highlights of this game. Another top 10 matchup here in East Alabama. Number 10 Ohatchee on the Creek Bank taking on number 8 Sylvania. Sylvania beating Ohatchee 64-34 tonight on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. We'll have you early highlights of that game coming just a little bit later on. Also, highlights of this game. This game was close throughout, but Lincoln scores late. They beat Alexandria. Alexandria was driving at the end of the game, trying to tie it up and send it to overtime. They were stymied by Lincoln, and Lincoln escapes Death Valley with a win as Lincoln beats Alexandria tonight 24-17 out at Death Valley in Alexandria. We will have highlights of that game coming. Weaver and Childersburg, this game is not final yet. Childersburg was leading Weaver in this 3A Region 4 game out at Bill Bryan Stadium 34-22. We were looking for a final in that game from out at Weaver. JCA, Jacksonville Christian, the Thunder remain undefeated 5-0 tonight at home at Tommy Miller Field in Jacksonville, where they beat Victory Christian out of Columbus, Mississippi. And the Thunder had no problem. The Thunder rolling tonight over Victory Christian 47-0, the final score. As we continue looking at scores on our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard, Pleasant Valley, our reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We were out at Pleasant Valley today to award them the Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts. You'll see video of their pep rally today. Pleasant Valley keeps it rolling 3-0 on the road in Coleman County against the Holly Pond Broncos tonight. Pleasant Valley wins the game 15-14 over Holly Pond to remain undefeated, and they're now 2-0 in Class 2A Region 6 play. Also this evening, this was a tight game, but Boaz wins pulling away at the end. Cleveland County had a chance to tie it up. It went the other way, and Boaz comes away with the win. This was the home opener tonight for the Cleveland County Tigers over at Ellie Bell Field in Heflin. Boaz beating Cleveland County 35-21 tonight, and that was a non-region win there for Boaz. Cleveland County drops their first game of the year to fall to 2-1. Also tonight, this is a new final score coming in. The #1 team in the state in Class 2A, BB Comer. The Tigers keep it rolling. They win at Ranburne tonight, 42-7 the final from over at Harlan Robinson Stadium in Ranburne. Another big win tonight, Thorsby and Woodland. Thorsby wins a big game in 2A Region 6. They beat Woodland tonight over in Chilton County at Thorsby. Thorsby wins the game 35-6 the final score in that game. We had 36 games involving teams here in East Alabama tonight. In 22 of those 36 games, the visiting team had to travel more than an hour. Wadley knows about that, as they had to come up to Anniston to play Donahoe tonight. But in this big road trip for Woodland, they lose at Thorsby 35-6. This was a great game tonight over at Joan Ford Stadium in Raglan. Randolph County comes into Raglan. Randolph County had never lost to Raglan. First time they've been to Raglan in about 65 years. This was a great game tonight. Randolph County beats Raglan, holding off the Purple Devils tonight 40-34. Randolph County 40, Raglan 34, as the Tigers remain undefeated as they head back to Wedowee tonight. Central of Clay County had 2 block kicks tonight. Not that it made a big difference. #7 Clay Central on the road at Eclectic tonight, taking on Elmore County. Clay Central wins the game 48-6, setting up that huge showdown next week at home with the Handley Tigers. Will be one of the biggest games in the state of Alabama. Valley and Sylacauga. This score just coming in. Valley wins the game tonight down at Ram Stadium in the Valley. Valley over Sylacauga 34-10. Fayetteville and Vincent playing tonight, still looking for a final score on that game. #6 Vincent in 2A playing at Farm Links Field in Fayetteville against the Wolves tonight. Talladega County Central and Winneboro still looking for a final score on that game from over at Howell Cove in Talladega. Last night, ASD traveling to Jackson, Mississippi, and ASD wins over Mississippi School for the Deaf. They beat the Bulldogs last night 36-14. Munford and Talladega. This is a final score that just came in. Munford tonight wins over the Talladega Tigers down at Munford Stadium. Munford wins it 47-16. Munford 47, Talladega 16. Huge win tonight for the Pell City Panthers. Rush Probst wins tonight. This is significant. Not only his first win as head coach at Pell City, Center Point came into this game 3-0. Pell City came in 0-3, but Pell City pulls off the upset tonight as Rush Probst gets his first win as the boss of the Pell City Panthers. Pell City 24, Center Point 16 tonight down at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium in Pell City. Spring Garden, Victory Christian still looking for a final on this one. Spring Garden was up big in the second half, 41-7. Not a final, but Spring Garden late was leading Victory Christian 41-7. Southside, big win tonight at Barney Hood Stadium in Southside. Huge win in 5A Region 6 as Southside beat Springville tonight 35-21. You see, the last Springville win in the series was 52 years ago. It didn't happen tonight. Southside rolls 35-21. Interesting game here. #5 Moody at home tonight, taking on Bishop McNamara out of Maryland. This is in the Washington, D.C. area. The Mustangs coming all the way from Washington, D.C. to Metro Birmingham to face the Moody Blue Devils. Tough game tonight, but Bishop McNamara stays undefeated at 4-0, handing Moody their first loss 14-10 tonight over at Moody. Leeds, the Green Wave, they win tonight in Class 5A Region 6 play at home at Homer Smile Stadium in Leeds, where they beat St. Clair County 34-0. Hanceville and Asheville still looking for a final. Hanceville was up in the second half over Asheville 19-6. That was over in Coleman County at Hanceville. A battle of Bulldogs tonight as Hanceville was leading Asheville 19-6, still looking for a final. Sandrock and Section tonight, still looking for a final in that game. Section led 7-0 for a long time, but in the fourth quarter, Sandrock had battled back, and Sandrock was leading Section 14-7 up at Russell Jakeway Stadium at Sandrock, still looking for a final. Another impressive win by the Cherokee County Warriors. We have this score. We'll see if we can get that posted for you graphically right here. Number 2 Cherokee County, number 8 Aniana in Class 4A play tonight at Bobby Joe Johnson Field in Center. Cherokee County has won the game. It is a final. Cherokee County 49, Aniana 21. There is the graphics right there. Thank you. Great job by our crew. Cherokee County 49, Aniana 21. Last year when they played in the North Alabama Championship game in 4A up at Warrior Stadium, Center won the game 42-21. They did a touchdown better tonight as Cherokee County rolling up the points, remaining undefeated 4-0 now as they hand Aniana their second loss 49-21. Cedar Bluff tonight gets a win. They beat their arch rivals from Galesville. The 88th meeting of the Trojans and the Tigers tonight up at Cedar Bluff. Cedar Bluff beating Galesville 42-12. Geraldine remains undefeated. Number 7 team in Class 3A, picking up another win in Class 3A Region 6 tonight as Geraldine shuts down Hoax Bluff 17-7 tonight up at Coolidge-Isbell Stadium in Geraldine. Westbrook Christian and Glencoe will bring you highlights of this game. Steve Smith getting that offense going over at Westbrook tonight in Rainbow City. They beat county rival Glencoe 56-34. Westbrook Christian 56, Glencoe 34 is the final tonight from Jack Osborne Memorial Stadium. Coosa Christian beats Decatur Heritage. What an impressive performance by Coach Mark O'Brien and the Conquerors. Number 10 team in the state in Class 1A, having no problem with Decatur Heritage. A lot of folks thought this would be the region title game in Class 1A Region 7. I think it probably will be. And Coosa Christian had no problems tonight, beating Decatur Heritage 48-0. We will have highlights of that game coming from Coosa Christian tonight. Gadsden City and Fort Payne. This is now a final. Gadsden City 63, Fort Payne 41. 104 points scored in this game tonight. Last year in Fort Payne, Gadsden City won a defensive battle 18-0. Tonight it was all offense. They go the other way. Gadsden City over Fort Payne 63-41. We will have the head coach of the Gadsden City Titans, Ollie Smith, joining us from Gadsden City a little bit later on in the show tonight. Etowah and Fultondale, this is not a final, but Fultondale, surprisingly, they had not won a game. Coming into Jim Glover Field in Attala, they had never beaten Etowah. Fultondale was leading in the second half in this game 40-3. Fultondale 40, Etowah 3 in the second half. This game is a final. Southeastern tonight beats the West End Patriots over at Walnut Grove 22-6 the final score. Southeastern 22 and West End 6. This game came down to the very end. Sardis was driving at Arab tonight, trying to upset the Knights. And wow, that was quite a game. Arab remains undefeated. Lee Osment beating his protege, if you will, B.J. Brooks, the new head coach at Sardis, 29-26. The final score is Arab beats Sardis tonight. Games around the state. Big battle in Class 1A in South Alabama. Number 2 Elba beating number 5 Brantley. They had no problems tonight down in Crenshaw County at Brantley, winning 48-0. Reeltown and Goshen tonight. Still looking for a final score on that big 2A top 10 matchup being played at Reeltown. Jackson, we've heard a lot about the Aggies, and for good reason. Number 4 team in Class 4A. They go into Bruton Municipal Stadium. They beat the T.R. Miller Tigers tonight 38-7 in that top 10 matchup in Class 4A. Ramsey and Pleasant Grove. This was the battle of number 1 versus number 2 at Lawson Field in Birmingham. This score just coming in. Number 2 Ramsey, defending Class 5A state champions. They beat number 1 and rival Pleasant Grove, and they have no problems doing it. Look at Ramsey. Ramsey 49, Pleasant Grove 17. The final tonight from Lawson Field in Birmingham. Gulf Shores, number 4 team in 5A, taking on number 6 UMS Wright Prep on the beach at Gulf Shores tonight. Gulf Shores undefeated, 4-0. They may be the best 5A team on the Gulf Coast. Gulf Shores tonight, no problems with UMS Wright, 17-0. And how about the Vestavia Hills Rebels, number 6 and 7A? They beat number 9 Hoover as Hoover falls to 1-4. Vestavia Hills 26, Hoover 7 tonight. That is the first win for Vestavia Hills over their rivals from Hoover since 2015, and only the second time in 17 years that Vestavia has beaten Hoover. They do it tonight at Thompson Reynolds Stadium in Vestavia. Vestavia Hills 26, Hoover 7. And we do have a final score on that Jacksonville-Anniston game. I don't know if we can go back. We can tell you that Jacksonville beat Anniston tonight 52-24. What a win. There it is. Number 7 Jacksonville beating number 10 Anniston tonight at Golden Eagle Stadium. We'll have highlights of that game coming from Golden Eagle Stadium. A very, very impressive win for Clint Smith and the Golden Eagles as they beat Anniston 52-24 tonight at Golden Eagle Stadium. Let's tell you about the folks at Noble Bank and Trust. They bring you our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser tonight. We've got all kind of folks in there. Danny Shears from the Calhoun County Quarterback Club and the Calhoun County Commission will join us. Ollie Smith, head coach of the Gadsden City Titans, on the show a little bit later on. Jeff Smith, head coach of the Walter Wellborn Panthers, live with us in studio this evening. All of that in our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Let's tell you about Noble Bank and Trust. They are community-owned. What's that mean? It means you are a person, a face, a name. When you walk into any one of their branches, you are more than an account number. All decisions are made locally, and they give back to our communities more than any bank their size in Calhoun County. Noble Bank and Trust, proud supporters of high school football and High School Football Alabama's After the Game, and bringing you our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser interviews every week right here on After the Game. Hey, we promised you more from the Wadley Bulldog cheerleaders. Wadley won tonight at Donahoe 48-0. The Bulldogs are undefeated down in Randolph County, but hey, the Bulldog cheerleaders are here with us tonight at the RMC Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church in Anniston, and they've got one more cheer for you before they head back to Randolph County. Ladies?
From the B to the U to the L to the L to the D to the O to the G to the S. Bulldogs, Bulldogs, what? Bulldogs, Bulldogs, what? B to
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you consider or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
After 15 years of supplying top quality, name brand sports equipment and team apparel to hundreds of Alabama schools, coaches, and athletes, and continuing to provide custom uniforms, embroidery, and screen printing, Team Sports is adding a new player. Coming soon, McClellan Sports and Outdoors. Whether you're an athlete in search of football helmets, bats, or even cleats, or an outdoor enthusiast in search of apparel from top brands, McClellan Sports and Outdoors has you covered. Visit McClellansports.com for more information.
My dad taught me to fish right here years ago. But when an old sports injury started slowing him down, I knew we'd need to search for the latest procedures in knee and hip replacement. With physical therapy tailored to his needs, a dedicated team of doctors and nurses, and he'd want a fast recovery time. So where'd he find all that?
Right here at RMC.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at PeeWeeTurnerMotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on a football Friday night. Let's tell you about the folks at Grub Mart. They bring you the muscle team every week, the best offensive or defensive line performance in East Alabama. You're going to see that coming up in just a couple of moments. Let's tell you about Grub Mart. They have the Super Saver card. They have the Marathon Rewards card. Got a brand new website that's up now. They've got jobs available, great jobs for you. They not only have great fuel for your cars, but they also have farm and industrial fuel as well. And they are great folks, providing a great service, have great convenient locations for you all across East Alabama. You go to Center in Cherokee County, all the way down to Auburn and Opelika in Lee County, and all points in between. Young Oil Grub Mart, great supporters of high school football, Alabama's After the Game. And also, they bring you the Grub Mart Muscle Team. And here's the Muscle Team this week. We were out at the pep rally this morning at Pleasant Valley High School. This is the Pleasant Valley offensive line. They're showing those brand new Grub Mart Muscle Team t-shirts. And for their 34-14 win over West End last week, they scored on every possession but two, did the Pleasant Valley offense, and that's because of those road graders right there. Who are those guys? Noah Johnson, Connor Crump, Will Walker, Jackson Rose, Gray Knight, Jeremiah Jones, and Samuel Duncan. They all got those Grub Mart Muscle Team t-shirts, and they took care of business again tonight as they went on the road. And the Raiders remain undefeated with a 15-14 win over the Holly Pond Broncos. A little bit later on, we'll show you they were our Ted's Fours and Beyond Team of the Week, and we'll show you some of the Pleasant Valley pep rally a little bit later on today. Thanks to Grub Mart for bringing you the Pleasant Valley offensive line and the Muscle Team for this week. Back on After the Game on this football Friday night. Got a special guest in with us. Going to talk about a couple of things. The Calhoun County Quarterback Club, and also going to talk about the Calhoun County Commission with a guy who's heavily involved with both of those. He's a county commissioner and also heavily involved with the Calhoun County Quarterback Club, talking about Danny Shears. Danny's been out watching some high school football tonight down at Oxford. Oxford celebrating homecoming. Your daughter's in the band, and a night tonight was pretty easy down at Oxford. They win it 52-0 over Huffman.
Oxford, what a beautiful setting for high school football tonight all across East Central Alabama. Temperature was great. Lots of people there at homecoming at Oxford, and pretty easy win for the Yellow Jackets tonight. But let me first say thanks to you and your hard-working crew. For us that love high school football, every Friday night, whether I'm coming back from Shades Valley like last week, or McAdory, or Hartsville, wherever Oxford may be that I'm going to right now, I can tune in at 10 p.m. and catch up all the scores. Y'all do a fantastic job. I just want to thank y'all for that.
Well, we appreciate that. We couldn't do it without the Calhoun County Commission. We couldn't do it without folks listening, and we sure couldn't do it. I'm glad you mentioned our team, because it is our team. They're very hardworking behind the scenes, doing a great job. And the County Commission, I want to start with the County Commission, because you guys, talking about schools in Calhoun County, you support every school in this county, very much so. There's a lot of things, I'll just tell you folks, that these schools wouldn't have if it was not for you guys, the County Commission.
Well, we work closely with our boards of education throughout the county, and if there's a need that comes up and we find an area that we can help out in the classroom or in a sport or with a band, or mainly educational purposes, we're there to help out. And what a great relationship we have throughout this county. And what better way to use some tax dollars than to help kids? I mean, really.
Absolutely. You guys do a great job of that. What are some things maybe that you got some projects right now that are on the radar that the County Commission is looking at right now?
Well, we're always looking at our parks, seeing the ways that we can improve our quality of life for our folks here in Calhoun County. We just passed a budget at the agenda meeting yesterday for upcoming FY24, and the county's financially sound. It's in very good shape. I've been on the commission for 2 years, but I'm hearing, years ago it might not have been as well as it is right now. It's in great shape financially, and we're trying to, do what we can to pay our 350 employees the best we can, because it's very competitive out there nowadays. But from a taxpayer standpoint, or from a citizen of Calhoun County, they should be very proud. We support and helped. Our biggest part of our budget is our sheriff's department and our deputies. Of course, we have the jail. We have the administrative building, but so many good things going on in Calhoun County. I'm very proud to be a part of.
Danny, you're involved in a lot of good things. You wear a lot of hats, as many as anybody I know. I know you're involved with FCA board, but you're also involved heavily and have been for a long time with the Calhoun County Quarterback Club. And you guys, I go to a lot of, and this is no disrespect to any other media day, but you guys really probably do the best job I've ever seen of a high school football media day in July every year at the Anniston Country Club. But that's not all that you do. You're involved with scholarship money to kids from Calhoun County, and you also have guest speakers that you bring in, get to see some big names that come to Calhoun County. There's a lot of things that the Quarterback Club is involved with.
The Quarterback Club is celebrating its 77th year this year, and we meet for 8 Mondays in the fall. We started last Monday night. We had Chris Stewart from the Alabama Radio Network come and did a fantastic talk with us, and we're looking forward to this coming Monday. We've got Jason Campbell. And it just goes on and on. John Hanna, we've got John Cohen coming up from the AD at Auburn. We've got Trent Dilfer, the head coach at UAB. So we've got a fantastic lineup coming up. But we're very proud that our big community project is we award 3 $5,000 scholarships each spring to those that have been nominated by our schools throughout Calhoun County. This past year, we were fortunate enough that we were able to award 4 $5,000 scholarships. And we're very proud of that. That goes a long way in helping a young man, start college, and it's more or less a gift to the parents than it is a student a lot of times, because as a parent, I've got 3 daughters that's graduated from college, so I know it's not cheap. So we're very happy about the project that we do through the Quarterback Club. But it's a great organization, great group of guys that come. If anybody's interested, we'd love to, take some new members in. But we meet on Monday evenings for 8 weeks, and we started last Monday night. I
think we got the schedule that we can probably throw up here and kind of show just, you mentioned some of the guys that are coming up there. If we can show that full screen graphic, I think we may have that right now. Maybe we don't, but I'm not sure if we have that or not. But anyway, you've got a great schedule.
We got a great schedule coming up. Like I said, Jason Campbell, who was a star at Auburn back in the early 2000s, he's coming up this coming Monday night. Rob Skelton, SEC football official, on the 25th. Greg Sykes, the AD at JSU, coming on October 2nd. Mark Jones, many in this part of the state know Mark Jones, former AHSAA head of officials. John Hanna, at one time, was called the greatest offensive lineman in NFL history. He's coming, former standout at University of Alabama. He's coming in mid-October. Trent Dilfer, as I said, from UAB, and then John Cohen, the AD at Auburn University, will finish up our season on October 30th. So if you have any questions and want some more information about that, Kevin Gibson, serving as our captain this year, 256-453-4886. It's $250 to be a member, and that covers all 8 meetings. If you want to come starting next week, we can prorate that a little bit since you missed the first meeting, but we do expect a huge crowd there Monday night, especially if a lot of Auburn fans want to hear and get caught up with Jason Campbell.
Well, and this, we want to point out, all these people that we're talking about, we add Chris Stewart to the list, who was there last week, all these big names are coming right here to Anniston, Alabama, live and in person. And it's a neat setting, a very intimate setting. We get to meet with these speakers, several minutes before we have our dinner, and then each week we have 1 or 2 of our local coaches will come and bring a player of the week. So we get to recognize them as player of the week, give them a nice little award. And then we have our keynote speaker, as you just saw the list there. And so it's a way for you to hear someone like a Trent Dilfer or, Jason Campbell, or we've had Eli Gold. We've had so many over the last several years. We had Bobby Bowden the year after he retired in 2012. And what a neat thing to get to sit and talk with that guy. And he'll talk one-on-one. Nowhere else do you get that type setting. So for 77 years, what a rich history with the Calhoun County Quarterback Club, and we'd love for others to be a part of it. Danny, thank you for spending time with us tonight. Thank you for all you do in the community. Yes, sir. High school football, high school athletics, the schools, every part of the community you touch in some way. Thank you for all the efforts and all that you do for us. And taking time on, I'm sure, a long day to join us here at 10:30 at night on After the Game.
Well, like you said, this is a busy crew. When I walked in, it looked like somebody kicked the top off in an ant bed. People were going everywhere, getting scores, doing things. I wish people could see behind the scenes. Y'all do, again, a phenomenal job, and we appreciate it as people that love football.
Danny Shears from the Calhoun County Commission, also with the Calhoun County Quarterback Club and a lot of other things as well. Time for our first extra point of the night, our first extra point from Red Threads. 3 of the top 7 active coaches with the most wins in the state reside right here in East Alabama. Central Clay County's Danny Horn is second, followed by Pell City's Russ Probst at 6th, and Westbrook Christian head coach Steve Smith is 7th. By the way, they all won tonight. UMS Wright Prep's Terry Curtis has the most wins of any active coach in the state. He lost tonight. That's our extra point from Red Threads. More of those coming up, and more of high school football Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, when we come back.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Wellberg Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ, a place to use the gifts and talents God has given you, a place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
High school football Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Time to go back to our USA Softball of Alabama. We've got every score on our list except for one statewide score, and we're working on that. So we may have that one by the time we're done. Let's go to the USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Tell you tonight that Piedmont was a winner at Plainview, 24-13. Hanley tonight wins at White Plains, 41-0. Another shutout win for the, we'll keep going here. Hanley beating White Plains, 41-0. There's that one. Wadley tonight beating Donahoe 48-0. Another shutout, Oxford over Huffman 52-0. Walter Welborn beating Beulah 60-34 is the final score in that game. We'll be joined by the head coach of the Walter Welborn Panthers. That Jeff Smith will join us a little bit later on the show here on After the Game. Also tonight, it was Jacksonville beating Anniston 52-24. Highlights of that game all the way. Dadeville blasting Sacs tonight 56-14. Sylvania wins a top 10 matchup at Ohatchee. They beat the Indians 64-34. Highlights of that game on the way. Lincoln tonight beats Alexandria 24-17. Highlights of that game on the way. This is a new final score. Childersburg has beaten Weaver tonight out at Bill Bryan Stadium at Weaver. Final score, Childersburg 42, Weaver 29. Childersburg wins that 3A Region 4 battle tonight at Bill Bryan Stadium. Childersburg 42, Weaver 29. Jacksonville Christian, a winner over Victory Christian, Mississippi, 47-0. Pleasant Valley remains unbeaten. They beat Holly Pond tonight over in Coleman County, 15-14. Boaz upends Cleveland County, handing the Tigers their first loss tonight in Heflin, 35-21. Number 1, BB Comer, a winner over Ranburn tonight over at Ranburn, 42-7. Thorsby, a big winner over Woodland tonight, 35-6. Randolph County outscores Raglan at Joan Ford Stadium in Raglan, 40-34. Central of Clay County, 48-6 winners at Elmore County tonight. Valley, no problem with Sylacauga. The Rams win it 34-10. This is a new score. Number 6 in Class 2A, Vincent. They win at Fayetteville tonight at Farm Links Field. Vincent remains undefeated with a 50-13 win over the Fayetteville Wolves. This is also a new final score. Winterboro tonight moves to 2-1. They get a region win in Class 1A Region 6 as they beat Talladega County Central tonight at Howell Cove, 35-8. Last night, Alabama School for the Deaf in Jackson, Mississippi beats Mississippi School for the Deaf 36-14. Tonight, Munford a winner over Talladega. They get their first win and a region win in Class 4A Region 4 as Munford beats Talladega 47-16. Pell City, the first win of the Rush Probst era. They beat unbeaten Center Point tonight 24-16 down at Pell City. This is a new final. Spring Garden picks up win number 2 and a region win over Victory Christian 41-7. Southside, 2 touchdowns better than Springville tonight, 35-21. Bishop McNamara, Maryland wins at number 5 Moody tonight, 14-10 as the Mustangs remain undefeated. Moody taking their first loss. Leeds tonight, the Greenway beating St. Clair County 34-0. This is a new final. And this is a game between Hanceville and Asheville in Class 4A Region 6 in Coleman County tonight. Hanceville has beaten Asheville 32-6. This is a new final. Sandrock tonight picks up their first win. Congratulations to Coach Alan Heath as Sandrock beat Section tonight 14-7 up at the Rock. Cherokee County all over Aniana, a top 10 matchup in Class 4A. Number 2 Center beating number 8 Aniana 49-21. Cedar Bluff winners over Galesville in that big arch rival game. 88th meeting of the Trojans and the Cedar Bluff Tigers. Cedar Bluff wins it 42-12. Hoax Bluff tonight falls at Geraldine 17-7. Westbrook Christian will have highlights of this game, beating Glencoe 56-34. We'll also have highlights of this game tonight. Coosa Christian, a winner over Decatur Heritage by a score of 48-0. Gadsden City, we will be catching up with the head coach of the Gadsden City Titans, Coach Ollie Smith, in just a little bit. Gadsden City beating Fort Payne 63-41, a wild game. 104 points being scored in that game tonight at Titan Stadium. Fultondale, this is a new score. Kind of a surprise here, maybe the most shocking score of the night. Fultondale goes in and beats Etowah at Jim Glover Field in Attala. Fultondale's first win, and they are a winner tonight over Etowah 48-9. Southeastern wins at West End 22-6. Arab holds on at the end They beat the Sardis Lions tonight 29-26 up at Arab. Elba, a winner over Brantley 48-0 in a top 5 matchup in 1A down at Brantley. Reeltown and Goshen, this is the only score we're missing. Top 5 matchup going on down at Reeltown tonight, so we're still looking for a final score on that game. Jackson beats T.R. Miller. Top 10 matchup in Class 4A by a score of 38-7. The final score, Jackson winning at Bruton tonight. Battle of number 1 versus number 2 in 5A. Ramsey wins over Pleasant Grove 49-17. 49-17. Ramsey over number 1 Pleasant Grove tonight at Lawson Field in Birmingham. Down on the Gulf Coast in 5A, number 4 Gulf Shores beating number 6 UMS Wright. That was by a score of 17-0. And Vestavia Hills, a huge win tonight as Vestavia Hills wins over Hoover 26-7. The final score in that game tonight from down at Thompson Reynolds Stadium in Vestavia. Tonight, Ron's Barbecue. Wow, they brought us ribs tonight. They brought us wings tonight. There was a big celebration here at the RMC Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church when the ribs arrived. And let me tell you, Ron's Barbecue back in business Wednesday through Sunday, 11 till 8. They're open till 9 on Friday and Saturday. They have a saucy and delicious smash burger. They've got those slow-cooked ribs. I had one of those tonight. Fantastic. Huge buffalo chicken tenders as well. And how about Ron's family packs? You can pick those up even tomorrow for all your college football watching. Get 1.5 pounds of pulled pork or smoked chicken, 2 32-ounce sides, and an 8-pack of buns for only $32.99. Ron's Barbecue located on Alabama Highway 144 out in the heart of Alexandria. Let's tell you about our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week from last week. Going to announce that tonight, and that is quarterback Mason Mims of the Oxford High School Yellow Jackets. We were at the pep rally today at Oxford High School. You see Sam Adams leading the team in. Coach Michael Short was there to present not only the plaque from Farmers and Merchants Bank along with Mike Simpson from F&M Bank, but also Coach Short was able to catch up and present a jersey. There's Coach Short right there. See that jersey? That jersey from Team Sports has High School Football Alabama Player of the Week on the front, and then on the back it's personalized. It has Mims' name on the back of that. All of our Players of the Week get that. You see Mason right there with the plaque, along with Mike Simpson from Farmers and Merchants Bank. He was only 16 of 23, 178 yards, 3 touchdowns last week in that 42-13 road win at Shades Valley. He completed all 9 passes in the first half, and that also included 11 passes. His first 11 passes, he completed all those, even going into the third quarter last week in that 42-13 win at Shades Valley. Congratulations to Mason Mims of Oxford High School, our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. Speaking of Farmers and Merchants Bank, they have given out over $24,000 in scholarships to local high school students in the past 6 years. They have 5 locations now: Piedmont, Jacksonville, Anniston, Oxford. Now in Center, we're expanding the Spirit Scholarship Program to include not only every school in Calhoun County, but every school in Cherokee County as well. We'll have this week's nominees from 2 different area schools a little bit later on in the show tonight here on High School Football Alabama's After the Game. Well, coming up, we still have more scores. We got a lot of highlights coming up. Team of the Week announcement, Ollie Smith of the Gadsden City Tigers. We also have Jeff Smith of the Walter Wellborn Panthers and more as High School Football Alabama's After the Game rolls on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
There's a lot to think about when you're having a baby. Colors of the nursery, names, and most importantly, where to deliver.
We wanted a hospital that gives families a more personalized birthing experience.
With a compassionate team of doctors and nurses, and a hospital where my baby and I could instantly bond with all the comforts of home.
So where do we find all that?
Right here at RMC, the first designated baby-friendly hospital in Alabama.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Westbrook Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Pee Wee Turner Motors is the area's longest established used car dealer, going all the way back to 1969, South Quintard Avenue in Anniston. They have great quality late model vehicles, friendly staff that will help you purchase the vehicle you're looking for. They also have a rental division, so you can rent a car, a Penske moving truck, or even a Cruise America RV. Visit them. Even tomorrow will be a great day to go out and do that. 512 South Quintard Avenue in Anniston. Give them a call at 237-4649. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Coach Michael Short, and of course, we've got Chad Barnett. They'll join us a little bit later on in the program. Tons of highlights coming. Right now, though, we're going to take you to Gadsden, the Titans Stadium. Head coach of the Gadsden City Titans, Ali Smith, is standing by. Coach Smith, your team, big winners tonight. I got to ask you, Coach, last year you go to Fort Payne, you win the game 18-0. Tonight, you win 63-41. 18 points scored last year, all by your team. Tonight, 104 points scored. It was a wild game tonight, Coach, over at Titan Stadium.
Absolutely. Coach Elmore and those guys came in with a great plan, but our offensive guys came back. It was a shootout, so it was a fun game.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about the game tonight. Obviously, offense, you had no problem getting the offense going as you win the game by a score of 63-41. Just tell us about the offensive performance tonight. I know you got some weapons there, beginning, I think, with your great running back, T.J. Worthy.
Oh, TJ did an excellent job. Our quarterback, Luke Walter, did an excellent job of getting the ball to TJ and managing our offense tonight and getting it to the playmakers. Luke Carrell, did an excellent job to balance the attack with him and TJ.
Coach, this team, I've said it before, and I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, but I know it's early in the season, just week 4 of the season, but I've made the statement I think this is the best football team that you have had as head coach at Gadsden City. Am I far off track on that? Are you ready to say that yet?
Well, no, but we're really talented. We're really talented. We're a young group, and they are fun to watch. You know, they did a really good job.
Coach, let's talk about your quarterback play, because that quarterback play has been very good as well, and you've got an outstanding quarterback. Tell us about him.
Waldrop does an excellent job for us. He understands exactly what we're doing. He understands exactly what we're doing with our offense and where we want to go with the ball. And he has done a great job for us. Last year he was hurt most of the year, but this year he's back, and he's really running our offense and getting the ball to the playmakers.
Coach Smith, I think maybe the beginning of the season last year you opened up with Carrollton, Georgia, who probably one of the finest high school football programs in America there at Titan Stadium. Because of the scheduling, Georgia and Alabama, you lost that game. You were supposed to go to Carrollton. Then you thought you were going to go to play at Crampton Bowl against Carver and Montgomery. Instead, they wound up coming to your place to play to open the season. And you had an impressive win against a very talented and good Carver team. Coach, do you think that that was a big key this year to the success you had getting off to that good start against Carver?
Absolutely. You know, our kids really did a good job over the summer getting ready for that ball game, and they all played at a really high level, and they gave them a lot of confidence. You know, we got a young team, and I think that helped us with that confidence.
Coach, of the defending region champions, it seemed like last year that maybe Fort Payne, that game wound up being a big factor in who won the region. Fort Payne, obviously a very talented team. We're watching highlights of the team here. Again, it looks like you're the favorite in this region, but you kind of size up the rest of the way. Fort Payne was a big hurdle to get by, and you got by them tonight very impressively. Kind of tell us about the rest of the way. Lee of Huntsville making some noise up in the Rocket City.
Oh, absolutely. Lee Huntsville's doing a good job, scoring a lot of points. Got a really good running back. You know, we got Hazel Green up next in the region after we come back in there. And then Mace Jimmons is going to be really good. Coach White, he's doing a good job. They don't look like the same team from last year.
Coach Smith, you know, you and I have talked a lot about this, about building the type of program that you wanted at Gadsden City. And we hear that word process a lot in talking about building a program. I think the consensus seems to be, and just from the outside looking in, that your program is finally, you're getting there to where you want to be. You're, I think, one of the top 6A programs in the state. I think that recognition is going to come as you move through the season here, as people recognize what kind of quality program you built there at Gadsden City. This is, in my mind, Coach, I think you've got a team that's a contender to make some noise in the 6A playoffs and maybe make a run at representing the North out of Class 6A at the Super 7.
Well, hey, we appreciate you, and we hope we can continue to get better. But we really thank you for those compliments.
Coach, what do you think as we kind of bear down our time here together and wind that down? What are some of the big things that you want to see improvement-wise from your team? You've had a great start to the season here. What are some things that you go into practice next week? I know I haven't looked at film, obviously, yet on the game tonight with Fort Payne. What are some things that you just, in the top of your mind here, just watching the game from the sidelines tonight and coaching the game, what do you think are some of the things that you maybe need to improve on next week at practice?
Well, our special team play definitely. We just got to make sure we shore up some things on covering kicks. Defensively, we got to work a little more communication. Got a lot of 10th graders in the back end. We got one really good senior that's back there that do a good job, but we got to do a lot better job of communication on the defensive side.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us here on After the Game. Congratulations on that big win tonight, throwing up 63 points against a good Fort Payne team. An exciting game at Titan Stadium. We just showed some highlights. We're going to show more highlights of your game a little bit later on in the program tonight. Best wishes to you and your team the rest of the way as you battle it out there in Class 6A.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and we appreciate you guys for everything you do for high school football.
Ollie Smith is the head coach of the Gadsden City High School Titans. Titans winners tonight at Titan Stadium against the Fort Payne Wildcats by a score of 63-41. We'll have some great highlights coming from that game tonight over at Titan Stadium, where they won the game over Fort Payne by a score of 63-41. More of high school football Alabama's After the Game as we roll on a Football Friday night.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. A place to use the gifts and talents God has given you. A place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
After 15 years of supplying top quality, name brand sports equipment and team apparel to hundreds of Alabama schools, coaches, and athletes, and continuing to provide custom uniforms, embroidery, and screen printing, Team Sports is adding a new player. Coming soon, McClellan Sports and Outdoors. Whether you're an athlete in search of football helmets, bats, or even cleats, or an outdoor enthusiast in search of apparel from top brands, McClellan Sports and Outdoors has you covered. Visit McClellansports.com for more information.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
High school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, Ted's Floors and Beyond. Yeah, they got a new name because they now offer cabinets from Wellborn Cabinet. They are your home now for complete kitchen or bathroom makeovers, a large selection of products, including hundreds of in-stock items. And of course, they still have the hardwood, the laminate, the tile, the carpet, all of that. 0% financing for 12 months, all day, every day, and free in-home estimates. Visit shopteds.com. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game on this football Friday night. We're going to take a look now at our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We mentioned it earlier, the Pleasant Valley Raiders. We were out this morning, a morning pep rally out at Pleasant Valley. There come the Raiders in. Pleasant Valley, that big win last Friday night at home against the West End Patriots, 34-14. They won again tonight as they won on the road at Holly Pond by a score of 15-14. There's those the trophy being presented there by Ted's, the Tough Guy Trophy from Awards to Remember. Also, they get the Ted's T-shirts and they get the Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts. They were so excited about that. Coach Jonathan Nix was telling me, he said, our guys, when they found out we were getting score shirts from Anniston Orthopedics with the score of the game on the back, they were just absolutely thrilled about that. Those guys had those shirts on and were wearing them all across the valley today. Congratulations to Pleasant Valley, our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. Coming up later on in the show, we'll find out who the fourth Team of the Week is going to be. We've had Westbrook Christian, Ohatchee, Pleasant Valley. who will be the next Ted's Team of the Week. We'll find out here coming up later on tonight on After the Game. Farmers and Merchants Bank bringing you, joined by Michael Short here, and we're going to talk a little bit in just a moment about our concession stand of the week as well. But right now is our Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship coming up, and we've got 2 more schools where we're going to narrow the field. Here's the deal. It's a $3,000 scholarship, one for a female, one for a male, $1,500 to each. The 2 schools this week that you can vote on beginning in 1 hour exactly. The voting will open at 12 midnight tonight. And the 2 schools that we're voting from 12 midnight tonight till 12 noon next Friday will be Cedar Bluff and Piedmont. So we want to begin with Cedar Bluff High School. The 2 female nominees from Cedar Bluff are Zanaya Kyle, a basketball and softball player with a 91.63 GPA. The other female nominee from Cedar Bluff High School coming up is going to be, let's see, I think we've got Lacey Rower. Lacey Rower is a volleyball, track, and field athlete from Cedar Bluff with an 88 GPA. The 2 male athletes from Cedar Bluff High School that are being nominated, one of those is Eli McFry. He's the quarterback of the football team, also plays basketball and baseball with an 82.83 GPA. And the other male athlete from Cedar Bluff is Israel Morrison. He is a track and field, cross country, and basketball player with a 91.64 GPA. Now, we also have 4 student athletes being nominated from Piedmont High School this week. Again, 2 females, 2 males. The first female athlete is J.C. Glover, volleyball, basketball, and softball player with a, I didn't even think this was possible, a 4.667 GPA for J.C. Glover from Piedmont. Also, the other female athlete from Piedmont is Ava Pope. She's a basketball and softball player with another 4.679 GPA from Piedmont High School. The 2 male athletes representing the Piedmont Bulldogs, we have Jacob McElroy, football and baseball player with a 3.468, or should say a 3.438 GPA. And the other scholar athlete from Piedmont High School is Trevor Pike, a football, basketball, baseball, and indoor track athlete, plays a lot of sports. He's busy year-round with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Again, we're going to narrow from 76 to 38. Every school in Calhoun and Cherokee counties, that's 19 schools. We're going to take 4 nominees, narrow that to 2. The final 2 from each school will get a $50 gift card courtesy of Farmers and Merchants Bank. And all this is voted on. You go to our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama. You'll do the voting for round 1. Then round 2 voting will begin later on in the month of October and narrow it down. And you'll choose the Spirit Scholarship winner from East Alabama. They'll appear on our show coming up in November, and each one of those, a male athlete and a female athlete from Calhoun or Cherokee counties, will receive a $1,500 scholarship each, courtesy of the folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank. Well, we mentioned having Coach Michael Short with us, and he's here on this segment for a reason, because, Coach, it's Concession Stand of the Week time, presented by Johnson's Giant Food. 5 locations to serve you: Coldwater and in Jacksonville, East Gadsden, downtown Gadsden, and in Attala. They are giving every one of our concession stands of the week a $100 gift card at the end of the year. Again, you'll be able to vote on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama for our concession stand of the year, and we'll give them a plaque that they can display in the concession stand. Our tasters are Don Wilson and Coach Michael Short. So we've been to Ohatchee. We've been to Southside. We've been to Donahoe. This week, visiting Spring Garden. If people watch this show, they know that we talk about the Spring Garden steak sandwich. Coach, can you even describe it?
No. It's one of the best sandwiches you've ever put in your mouth.
This is real steak. We were out at Spring Garden just a couple of weeks ago, and I think we got some video of that. Not only did we get a steak sandwich out there, Coach, but they had quite a few other unique items in the concession stand that night.
We slipped back there where the cooks were at, and they had a bacon-wrapped antelope kebab.
So, and this antelope came from out west, right?
Montana.
Obviously not a lot of antelopes running around Calhoun and Cherokee counties.
Montana. They had brought it back and was going to feed some of the workers there, and we just happened to go out and thank the group from Spring Garden for feeding us, well, at least me, got some of those bacon-wrapped antelope kebabs.
And they also had grilled chicken as well,
Yes.
which looked fantastic. The grilled steak that they make the steak sandwiches. They also have the French fries, seasoned French fries, which I think may be maybe the best thing on the menu. They've got everything out there. It's the Spring Garden Tip-Off Club, and they do a fantastic job with that. Marcus Woods is the president.
By the way, the grilled chicken was good too. I got a bite of that. I didn't tell you all that.
Yeah, he got a bite of everything out there. I think we got some video here that we're going to pitch to as we take you out to Spring Garden, the Tip-Off Club, to the Spring Garden concession stand.
John Holder with you, concession stand of the week. We are at Spring Garden, the Spring Garden Tip-Off Club. Folks, I'm just telling you, I don't even know. I've run out of adjectives to describe what they do here at Spring Garden. Marcus Woods, the Tip-Off Club president. Tell us what you got on the grill.
What we've got is our statement here at Spring Garden is our ribeye steak sandwiches. You gotta love them. People love them. People come here. They won't even buy a ticket to the ball game. They'll come up to the fence, and then that's when they want to come in. They just want a ribeye steak sandwich. We've got marinated chicken here, and then we got Stephen Jones cooking these. And what he did was he has brought us some fresh antelope from Wyoming, and these are bacon wrapped antelope. And I tell you, I haven't tried one yet, but I think they're fixing to be great. Okay. If you find this anywhere else in Calhoun, Cherokee County, send them my way. All right?
Well, we've started. Everybody knows about the Spring Garden steak sandwich. It's about to be the Spring Garden antelope kebab.
That's right. We're trying off.
We're getting it done here at Spring Garden, our concession stand of the week. All right, we just spoke with Marcus Woods, Tip-Off Club president here at Spring Garden. We talked about the area-wide famous steak sandwiches at Spring Garden. Don Wilson, Coach Michael Short. Here we go, guys. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
We've been waiting on this all summer.
We've been talking about this since
1, 2, 3.
It's worth the wait all summer. Don, what do you think? Same as always? The Alabama famous steak sandwich at Spring Garden.
Okay, Don was having some problems there whooping down that steak sandwich. I saw something else up there. You see on the menu right there, they got all kind of great things out at Spring Garden, Coach. Taco fries.
Yes.
Well, I'd never heard of that. Taco fries. Now, you said you got a bite of everything. Did you sample some of the taco fries out at Spring Garden?
No, I had to save something because I'm going back.
And when he says that, he means it. Coach Michael Short and Don Wilson, our concession stand of the week. Spring Garden with the steak sandwich. Congratulations to them. Johnson's Giant Food will present them with that $100 gift card, as all of our concession stands of the week get courtesy of Johnson's Giant Food. Time for our next Red Threads Extra Point of the night. Next week's Handley at Central of Clay County game will be the 12th meeting of the Tigers and the Vols. The two schools have met every year since Central of Clay opened in 2012. The Volunteers lead the series 8-3, winning the first 3 games before Handley won back-to-back in 2015 and 16. The Vols have won 5 of the last 6, with Handley winning last year in Roanoke 26-15. Coming up, the head coach of the Walter Welborn Panthers, Jeff Smith, will be with us live on After the Game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
the Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Westbrook Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
We are coming to you live tonight from the RMC Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. RMC this month is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and you can call RMC Urology for free prostate cancer screenings during the entire month of September. Still a couple weeks left on that. It's part of RMC Foundation's Early Detection Connection program, and you can call them for that free prostate cancer screening. Make that appointment at 237-6716. That's 237-6716. Back now for our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. We got the whole crew here with us now. Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, and our special guest tonight, head coach of the Walter Welborn Panthers, Coach Jeff Smith. Coach, welcome in. Congratulations. Your team wins tonight. Homecoming over Beulah. We'll talk about that in a moment. You win the game 60-34 tonight. Congratulations on the big win.
Well, I appreciate it. I tell you, that was our first win of the season, and it's really nice to get that first one under your belt. I tell you, we started out the season with Anniston and Ohatchee, who are two very good teams. And then after we lost Ohatchee, we had to sit and mull over it for 2 weeks before we got to play again. So it's good to get this win tonight.
Coach, I know that you were glad not to make the trip down to Lee County to play them like you had to last year. For them to make that trip back up here.
Yes, very much. I mean, that's a 2-hour drive, and then you end up in the Eastern time zone when you get down there. So it's very nice for them to get to come to us this year.
I'll go let Coach take over and ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
You mentioned having 2 weeks to mull over it.
Yes.
Were those 2 great weeks of practice?
Well, we got better. Now the open week, we really got better. Now we gave them off Monday and Friday, and we practiced Tuesday and Wednesday. But Thursday, now we scrimmaged. Yeah. We went full pads and we scrimmaged out there, and I think the team got better that day. Mm-hmm. And then this game week, we went ahead and did it again Wednesday. We scrimmaged again Wednesday, which, you know yourself, once you get into the season, you try not to do that because you don't want to get them, hurt as injured. But we went ahead and did it, and I think it's helped us the last 2 weeks.
Well, good. Give us, I come out there and watch you early in the season and practicing, and how is your offensive line the past 2 weeks? Have they come along to what you thought they were going to be?
Well, you know what? Our big tackle got hurt against Ohatchee, and now the blessing was we thought he tore his ACL and his MCL and all that. Mm-hmm. And it turns out it's just going to be an MCL sprain, and so he's already started back running. Mm-hmm. And we may get him back next week. We hope so anyway.
Well, good.
But with him going out, we've had to adjust the offensive line. And tonight, the adjustments that we made really paid off, and they look good tonight. I thought we came off the ball well and trapped well, and did some good things.
Well, good. One thing about when you watch one of your games, it's 10:30. We're still trying to get scores, and y'all are done by 9 o'clock.
That's right.
That's what I like about. That's my kind of football right there, brother.
And that's scored 94 points tonight. It's combined.
Well, and this man knows because he won a lot of games doing the same stuff. And he sure did.
That's
sure
right.
did.
You sure did.
Literally, I went and got highlights of you guys a couple weeks ago, and I think I was back to the next stadium, and they were not even done with the first quarter. It was literally the fastest. I think it was like 18 or 19 minutes.
It's probably us in Ohatchee.
It was 18 or 19 minutes in the first half. Coach, you start out the year, like you mentioned, 0-2. You have the bye week right before your region play starts. You get that, start off with a win tonight. How does that propel you guys after some disappointments early? You get the break, and then now you start with a bang in the region schedule.
Well, you know, the first two games were big rival games. And the first game against Anniston was a big, jacked up atmosphere. And man, Lord, it was so hot that night. And I tell you what, it took a lot out of our players. Well, then the next week we got to play Ohatchee. Now we got to get it back up again. And as Coach can tell you, it's hard to raise that level up back-to-back weeks like we had to do. And we fell a little short with Ohatchee. All right, so those two big rival games that we lost, and we had our open week, and we kind of reset ourselves. And you know, I told the kids tonight, I said, look, the season starts tonight. The other two games, yeah, we wanted to win them. They were rival games we lost, but really the season starts tonight because region play started, and for us, and you know, we're 1-0 in the region, and now. In our region, with the 17 region, you got to win 3 or 4 of those region games to go to the playoffs, and that's our goal.
You've done that 11 times at Welborn,
That's
including
right.
the last 4. So you got to feel pretty good about the trajectory maybe your team is on at this point, heading into the middle part of the season?
I think so. You know, I tell you this, and while you mention that, you know, in 2012, Judd was a senior on that team, and he was our quarterback, and we played Fultondale game 4. At Welborn. And man, I tell you, we played great that night. We beat Fultondale, and that's the best we were the whole year. Now, we went on and won more games as the year went, but we peaked game 4. Well, we played better tonight, but we haven't peaked yet. And like Coach will tell you, you got to keep on trying to improve every week and then get into the playoffs and be at your best when you hit the playoffs. And so we haven't got to our best yet. And so I think that's a good thing, is we haven't peaked out yet. There's still room to improve, and we can improve the team and try to make a run here at the end of the season. And, you know, I'll tell you something else, too. Can y'all believe that we've already played 3 football games?
It's quick.
I mean,
most teams have played 4.
One-third of the season's already over. I mean, again, I've said this a million times, that football and Christmas are very much alike because you work all year long to get to it, and then bang, it's over.
Yeah.
But we're already 1/3 of the season over. It's amazing.
Coach, as you get older,
yeah,
it goes quicker.
Listen, I'm telling you, I know.
It goes quicker, buddy. It goes quicker.
It does.
Coach, you mentioned the rival games, and I know you love those rival games, especially the games against Calhoun County teams. How hard is it in a region like you're in now, and you got another one of these games coming up, when you're playing teams that are 2 hours away, Dadeville's an hour and a half away, the kids just, they don't even know probably where these schools are. They don't know anything about them. They don't know any of the other kids. From a coaching standpoint, how hard is that to get the kids after playing a couple of big rivals like Anniston and Ohatchee, and then they've got a team like a Beulah, a Dadeville, that they've never heard of? How hard is that from a coaching perspective to kind of get them refocused on teams maybe that they're just not familiar with?
Well, I don't think it was hard to get them refocused when we was 0-2. we got focused up real good last week. You know, so I mean, and cleaned up a lot of things too. You know, so I was proud of how they responded tonight. But how do you get them motivated for teams that they never heard of? Well, we're on the second year of the 2-year contract, so we know these teams we're playing this year. Now, next year, if we're, you know, when we get reclassified, hopefully we'll be playing more local teams than what we are now. You know, because now, as you know me, I like playing our local teams. I just like those county rivalries and the local teams. And if you look at our non-region schedule, most of our schedule, well, all our schedule is very local teams. As many local teams that we can play, we like to play them.
Coach, I haven't been able to actually see you play yet, and I'm going to get out there to see you play. But, you know, when I was there watching y'all practice one day, and by the way, I love to watch y'all practice. I watch a lot of people practice, and I love coming to Welborn and watching y'all practice. I kind of brought back some memories for myself how we did. And nobody gets away with anything. I promise you, watching you practice, nobody does.
That's right.
Not even your own sons get away with anything.
No.
But I was watching y'all that day, and I was interested in watching, because you know as well as I do, and you work it as hard as anybody, is your kicking game. So many people overlook it, But y'all don't, give me an idea about just where your kicking game's at right now, because that day I was kind of impressed of where it was going to, but where are you at right now as far as your kicking game is concerned?
Well, our kicker and punter is Brennan Talley,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and he's a senior for us, and we knew he could punt. We went into the season thinking he could punt, but right before the season started, we had a youth camp, and there at the youth camp, we have about 30 minutes there that I let the varsity kids go out there, and they're just playing touch football, kicking the ball around, just doing whatever, just before the little kids get there and we start the camp with them. Well, Brennan was just out there kicking and soccer style kicking. He was just booming it. And we was like, Lord, let's let him try it. And so we got him out there, and you know, the first ball game against Anniston, we really was trying to ask him to do too much and place the ball and all this, instead just kick the ball down the field, and that was hard on him. But tonight he kicked the ball well. He only missed one extra point. We had some good kickoffs, and then in the punt we had one punt, and he did a good job with it. And you know this right here, like on the kickoff team, you can be as good as you want to on that kickoff team, but if you don't have a kicker and kick it down the field right there, you're fixing to give up some, up some possession. I mean, some yardage. Yeah. So he can get the ball down the field, so we can get down there and cover it. So I'm real proud of him. It's come a long way.
I watched Anniston tonight. I understand where you're trying to make him place the ball in that week.
Oh, well, yeah. And we kicked it right to him.
There's not a good place to kick it.
Gosh, no, I tell you.
It happened again tonight. You're not by yourself.
It did, yeah.
Really?
It happened again, yeah.
Man.
72-yard.
Yeah.
It happened again tonight. So you're not by yourself.
You're not by yourself.
No, I tell you, and he's a fantastic football player.
Oh, this is Jaden Dobbins. This was this is the other one. And
listen,
they're both electric.
Well, am I not mistaken, in the county track meet, Jalen won the 100, and Dobbins was third in it. Yeah. So I mean, we're talking about both of those guys can just blister it.
Yes.
And them people, there are some people that stand up in the stands, not many of them, but they holler and say, "Why don't you kick it deep, Coach? Why don't you kick it deep, Coach?" I agree with you.
Absolutely right.
If they're going to get it at the 40, at least that's better than them scoring a touchdown.
Absolutely, Lord, absolutely.
Coach, we were talking about the region play. We're going to look at both of the 3A regions, the 3A region 4, the one that you're in. We're also going to take a look at 3A region 6 because you're familiar with that, because you used to play against a lot of those teams. Here's how your region stands up. These are the updated region standings. And, of course, right now, 3 teams without a loss. You're one of those teams. Randolph County had a non-region game tonight as they won at Ragland. Dadeville wins at Sachs. Beulah's 1-1. Childersburg 1-1. Sachs and Weaver. Just kind of take us through your assessment of Class 3A Region 4.
Well, first, we played we played Beulah tonight. They're much improved. Now, they were a wing T team last year and a Delaware wing team coach, and they went from that and went to a spread offense, and it helped them because they got some good skill players, and they're not real big in size, so it helped them to spread it out and try to get the ball out on the perimeter to their skill folks. So I think Beulah is very improved. Okay, Dadeville's Dadeville. I mean, they were the region champs last year. They're good. Randolph County is always tough. Hopefully we can hold our own. Childersburg's much improved. I watched them in the spring play Lincoln, and I thought they were real good. And now Sachs has got a new coach, and Weaver's got a new coach. I've not seen Sachs except on film, and I haven't seen Weaver even on film yet. Now, we played Weaver in junior high footballs, but the Coach Kofer that's came over to Weaver, he does an excellent job. He's a good coach, and I'm sure he's going to get that program turned around.
Coach, I want to look at 3A Region 6 while we're here in our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. You're familiar with a lot of these teams here because you knocked heads with Glencoe and Piedmont and Ohatchee and Hoax Bluff through the years. Right now, though, there seems to be a little separation. Geraldine and Sylvania have been very tough, but boy, this is a tough region from top to bottom. Your thoughts on this region?
Well, we played Geraldine in the playoffs before. I think in 2013 or 14, we played them in the playoffs, and they were very hard-nosed when we played them back then. Now, we've never went against Sylvania, but I tell y'all this, here's your little trivia right there. Coach Benefield was the head coach at Sylvania before he was the head coach at 5. Huh. Yes, and so they've got a lot of tradition too. And Hoax Bluff, Coach Rob does a great job. He's just one of a kind. Ohatchee, of course we lost Ohatchee, and Ohatchee's got a fine football team. Piedmont is Piedmont. Westbrook Christian, you know, Steve's going to get over there and he's going to get that program turned around and they're going to win. Coach Martin does a good job at Glencoe, you know, and Plainview. I don't know a whole lot about them other than, you know,
staff.
yeah,
they got a little coaching staff.
yeah. Well, you know, Coach Pruitt. God, what's this, his 4th time at Plainview?
I think so.
I mean, he you know, he stays there for about 10 years coaching, and he leaves for 2, and he comes back and stays in there 10.
And you got a coordinator. Does he got a
Yeah,
coordinator?
yeah.
He's pretty decent.
Yeah, he's pretty good right there. He's coaching Tennessee.
He knows
so,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Coach, our fun question before we let you get out of here tonight, I know you got a lot going on tonight. Homecoming. So, do you have any strategies for cleaning up toilet paper out of your yard? Because you told us that you have been rolled 4 times this week. Is that right, Coach? So
Timmer's Corner has nothing on me. Nothing.
And you're not home right now. It may be getting some
Lord,
more.
it probably is. Look, it started Monday night, and it continued the whole week. And Wednesday, it came in 4 waves. 4 different waves came. Look, I don't even go out there and try to fight them no more. I just let them do it.
Just let them do it. Clean it up at the end of the week.
It's all in good fun.
Just collect it.
Well, I did. Listen, Coach, they left the whole pack out there. They never even opened. I put it in the
that's
truck.
rookies, right? That's the girls right there.
And did we not have a toilet paper shortage a few years back?
We did.
Well, there's no shortage now. Just come over there to my house and you can get it. But anyway, I'll be picking up toilet paper and toilet paper rolls probably this time next year. That's how much they got. So, because you know they get it all in them bushes and everything.
Yeah.
And when you start trimming bushes, like, oh, look at this. This happened back in September.
Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
Congratulations
Thanks for all
on the
you do
big
for high school
homecoming
football.
win. We appreciate that.
Amen.
Best wishes the rest of the year. Jeff Smith, head coach of the Walter Welborn Panthers. Homecoming winners tonight against the Beulah Bobcats, 60-34. We'll be back with more of After the Game as we roll on this football Friday night.
After 15 years of supplying top quality, name brand sports equipment and team apparel to hundreds of Alabama schools, coaches, and athletes, and continuing to provide custom uniforms, embroidery, and screen printing, Team Sports is adding a new player. Coming soon, McClellan Sports and Outdoors. Whether you're an athlete in search of football helmets, bats, or even cleats, or an outdoor enthusiast in search of apparel from top brands, McClellan Sports and Outdoors has you covered. Visit McClellansports.com for more information.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. A place to use the gifts and talents God has given you. A place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Anniston Orthopedics, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., their sports injury clinic. Every Saturday morning at 8, you can see an orthopedic doctor, get x-rays if needed, and most importantly, get back on the field as soon as possible. They provide quality care and peace of mind every Saturday morning for all high school athletes, cross country, volleyball. You might be suffering from an injury. No sense in worrying or suffering all weekend long. It's the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama. Anniston Orthopedics, they bring you our score shirts. We just saw those out at Pleasant Valley presented today. Back on After the Game, high school football Alabama. This football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett with us. Time for highlights. We got tons of highlights coming. My crew began tonight, guys, out at the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. Top 10 matchup in Class 3A between Ohatchee and Sylvania. Had heard a lot about Sylvania. They were the runner-up in the North last year to Piedmont and had 21 out of 22 starters coming back. And I understand why tonight. We came out of the game into the first quarter and we just talking about solid, just a solid football team all the way around. Chad, you got the highlights tonight. This is a really good 3A football team from up on Sand Mountain.
Yeah, no doubt. And we saw two unbeaten teams coming into tonight's game. Ohatchee 3-0, Sylvania is 2-0. Both, like we mentioned, top 10 ranked heading into the game tonight. Let's go to the Creek Bank and take on these two teams. As we mentioned, both teams looking unbeaten or looking to stay unbeaten on the year as we go for the coin toss. And let me tell you, Sylvania, they came out well, but not well enough because Colby Hester gets the pick. He's going to take it to the 28-yard line, but the offense would struggle, and this was where Sylvania would start really kind of gaining their steam. That is a beautiful cutback by Zach Anderson. It's going to be a 19-yard run, probably about a total of about 45 yards in the actual yardage he actually ran in that one, but it's going to set him up with a first down. And then we're going to go to the Aiden Parman show because number 2 just started going off. Run after run after run. He got a 13-yard gain. This next play, this is for 17 yards. Next play up, Parman again, fighting his way through. This is going to be a 19-yard pickup. It's going to be inside the 10, and then guess what? It's worked so far. Let's just give it back to 2 again. This time with the Wildcat, Parman in for a 7-yard touchdown run. Sylvania is up 7-0 after the PAT is good. Ohatchee's Nate James, one of the sparks while we were there tonight. Nice kickoff run. He's going to take it 40 yards, get it to the 50 for the Indians to set them up 1st and 10. Coach Finley wished they could have put something together on that drive, could not get anything going, so he goes back to Sylvania. And Griffin Turner pass is going to be complete to Jackson Smith. They went on the ground the first drive. This one is through the air. He's going to take it 92 yards for the score. Sylvania, again, PAT is good. And it is 14-0 Rams as we leave the Creek Bank tonight in Ohatchee. And the Indians, they take their first loss on the season. They fall to 3-1, losing tonight to Sylvania 64-34.
I can't tell you guys how impressed I was with Sylvania. My expectations were pretty high. I had a question there. I thought, are they really that good? Obviously, when you beat Piedmont, they had them 23-0 at one point, went at 23-7 last week. This is a team that has every ingredient you need to go to the Super 7 and represent the North. They got a good kicking game. They have good returners. They have good speed on the outside. You saw the quarterback guys throwing a 92-yard touchdown pass. They have great running backs. You saw Parham there with all those great runs. He had, I think, 300 yards last week against Piedmont. Well-coached team. They do not miss tackles. They are very good on the offensive and defensive line. They are tremendous in every aspect of the game. It's going to take a really good Class 3A football team to beat them.
And they're experienced. And when I look at them, the first thing I noticed when just watching a little bit of highlights we had was their kicker. I saw him kick one down to the 5-yard line. Even though they got a good return, he still kicked the ball deep. And it looked like his extra points when he kicked them looked like they were real high. And I watched everybody on that fence turn around and look. That means they were going a long distance too.
Yeah.
So undoubtedly they do have a good kicking game.
No squeakers tonight.
Well, it was a great win by Sylvania tonight, scoring 64 points at the Creek Bank. This is a team that, Hatchie had only given up, 7 points to Wellborn, who scored 60 tonight. They had only given up, 8 points to Sachs. And then tonight, this Sylvania team comes in and scores 64 on the Creek Bank. Tells you what an explosive offense that Sylvania has.
And the key to it is probably how much experience they have. The experience they have coming back from last year. That's you can't find that. And when you find that and you've got that ingredient, man, it's unheard of to have that kind of experience.
We're going to continue looking at regions. We looked at the 3A regions earlier with Coach Smith. We're going to begin in 5A now. Class 5A Region 4 is our first one up. Central Clay County and Valley. We mentioned last week that this might be the two top teams in the region. Then you got Beauregard and Elmore County in the middle, and Sylacauga and Tallahassee. Guys, I think that's exactly the way that I think Clay Central and Valley, probably your top two. Valley's already beaten Beauregard. Central Clay County's already beaten Elmore County. So I think your top two, whoever wins that Valley Central Clay County game, Beauregard, Elmore County, probably your next two, and then Sylacauga and Tallahassee, probably your bottom two right now. I don't know, guys, if that's going to change much throughout the rest of the season.
No, that pretty much looks the way it will probably end up being. But I do know with Central Clay, I have a group sending scores. And I'm constantly getting scores, and they're almost done, but everybody else is hitting the midway through the third quarter. Central Clay's done been through halftime and almost finished. So
are they still doing the triple option?
Yeah, it just all depends. Yeah, but if you see them getting in the wishbone, that means the other team can throw it a lot. And they're trying to make sure that they don't.
Gotta love it.
Look, they had a great win over Ben Russell, so don't be surprised what Central Clay is going to do this year.
Well, Chad, next week, and you know about this, next week I think we've got maybe one of the best games that's going to be played this year in East Alabama. Clay Central hosting Hanley.
Yeah.
What a great game that's going to be.
That's going to be a big one because, I mean, we saw what Jacksonville and Anniston looked like tonight, and then we know what Hanley did last week to Jacksonville. So to see them get to take that game against the Volunteers, that's going to be a fun one to watch.
I could just watch just the fronts of both teams play each other. Yeah. That's all I could watch. Skip all that throwing. If I could just get in there and watch a highlight tape of just them going at each other, there's going to be not for a faint of heart.
Is that game at Hanley? Or is
that game is at Clay Central, and we will be there next week. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to make an executive decision here and check out that game myself. I think our crew is going to head down to Volunteer Stadium for that game. It should be a great atmosphere for high school football between really two great programs to support their teams. Let's see, 5A Region 6, we've got that one. And tonight we saw some more separation. Moody had that non-region game against the team from Maryland, but Leeds tonight, Southside, I think that was a big win for Southside over Springville. Alexandria, 0-2 and 0-4, lost a tough game tonight to Lincoln. They were tied up at 17. Lincoln pulls it out toward the end of the game. Alexandria had a drive going, could not pull it out, and Lincoln comes out of Death Valley with the victory tonight.
Yeah, I saw, obviously this is a game that I went to, the Alexandria-Lincoln one. This one I got highlights from, and I think whenever I was leaving that game, because it was 6-0 Lincoln whenever I left, I know Alexandria made a big push and was actually leading for a large portion of this game. But as I was riding back from Alexandria down the road just to Jacksonville, I was listening to it on the radio. A lot of mention of 8th grade, 9th grade, all these kids that are coming up, so they're playing a lot of youth. And I heard some of the broadcasts say, if you're going to get us now. Because, Alexandria's going to be the Alexandria here soon again.
Yeah, our director, Jordan Smith, the color commentator for the Alexandria Valley Cubs on the Big 95, along with the legendary Robert Smith and Landry Roberts calling that game tonight. Tough loss for the Alexandria Valley Cubs.
Definitely picked up at that south side, though. The way they've won back-to-back weeks after losing such a key player, that's amazing. That's got to be up there with the coaching, right? I mean, because that's got to deflate a team when you lose a guy like that early in the season.
That, and you got a good senior class that are good leaders that says we're not going to let our football season be defined by one guy getting hurt. But you have to give them credit. They probably had to change some things offensively, and I have to give credit to the coaching staff and the players of Southside for getting them to where they're at right now after losing a great player.
The Southside really putting themselves in a good position with these wins last week against Lincoln and Springville. You feel like that's two that they really needed to win to get in the playoffs, and I think they're in really good position to make the playoffs out of Class 5A Region 6. We come back, we got tons of highlights coming. Stay with us tonight. We got highlights from all over East Alabama as after the game rolls on a Football Friday night.
Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
After 15 years of supplying top quality, name brand sports equipment and team apparel to hundreds of Alabama schools, coaches, and athletes, and continuing to provide custom uniforms, embroidery, and screen printing, Team Sports is adding a new player. Coming soon, McClellan Sports and Outdoors. Whether you're an athlete in search of football helmets, bats, or even cleats, or an outdoor enthusiast in search of apparel from top brands, McClellan Sports and Outdoors has you covered. Visit McClellansports.com for more information.
My dad taught me to fish right here years ago. But when an old sports injury started slowing him down, I knew we'd need to search for the latest procedures in knee and hip replacement. With physical therapy tailored to his needs, a dedicated team of doctors and nurses, and he'd want a fast recovery time. So where'd he find all that?
Right here at RMC.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
After the game on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission, John Holder back with you along with Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett. Big game across East Alabama. We had 9 games in the state, guys, involving ranked teams playing each other. 3 of those 9 were here in East Alabama. One of those, you two guys both were there tonight. Golden Eagle Stadium, Class 4A Region 4. Huge win, more than likely. Home field advantage certainly in play in this game tonight between Jacksonville and Anniston.
Yeah, massive game in terms of where you're traveling in the playoffs for tonight. As Jacksonville and Anniston, top 10 matchup. Jacksonville coming in number 7, Anniston at number 10. Let's go out to the highlights of the new digs in Jacksonville. First time I've seen the nice stadium. It's a good little shot up there tonight. We're going to pick up the highlights. 6:49 to go in the first half, and they are going to be going right to the ground. Xavier English gets the handoff, going to have a nifty little run there, and then Jim Ogle is going to hit Jackson Bonner for a touchdown, giving the Jacksonville Golden Eagles a lead. 2-point conversion is no good, but it's 16-12 in favor of Jacksonville. And we talked about the kicking game with Coach Smith. Who do you kick it to? Well, they decide to kick it deep, and they decide to kick it to Jaden Dobbins, and he will make them pay. Goes across the field and then up the left sideline. He has gone to the house for a touchdown. We are seeing big plays from this Anniston team this season, and that was a huge one tonight, putting him back on top. The 2-point conversion try, though, they had a struggle on the extra points tonight. Charlie Wright and Amari Young with a nice tackle to keep them out of the end zone. So it remains an 18-16 lead for Anniston. Jacksonville now back on offense. Ogle hitting English on the left side for another Golden Eagle first down as he's pushed out. This time, Ogle, read option, going to read off that end, going to take it himself this time, go straight up the middle. He's going to get tackled out of bounds, and then Jay Money got the little extra pat, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, giving Jacksonville even better field position. Ogle now this time, he's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to find DeMonte Sinclair for a 1st and goal down at the 1. Golden Eagles looking to take a commanding lead here possibly at this time as they wind down the first half. This is going to be a touchdown run, and Jacksonville's back up 23-18. PAT is good. Less than a minute to go. Anniston trying to put together something. Quarterback Gavin Doss makes a mistake. He runs out of bounds, stopping the clock, gives Jacksonville a chance to block a punt. Charlie Wright had the big tackle on the 2-point conversion. He gets a piece of that. It's going to go out inside the 10, and that's going to set up Jacksonville. One play later, Ogle with a huge shot in the end zone to Fisher for the touchdown. 30-18 at this point. Jacksonville is on top by now 2 scores. I liked it. You hear the sound of my voice, I liked it, but did everybody like it? Yes, I think everybody liked Coach Short, definitely on tune, and he likes it. PAT was good, and Anniston is trailing 30-20. Now, they would try and get something going here at the final seconds of the first half, taking a deep shot. Jacksonville's defense would stall them out. And that is all the highlights we have from Golden Eagles Stadium. Golden Eagles tonight 52-24 in kind of a not a shocker that they won, but it's the size and the margin in which they won. Coach, I think you got some pretty good stats of this one too.
Yeah, and being at the game and watching it, some of the bigger plays of the game was, of course, the penalty right there against the quarterback. They give him a first down, and then he went in and scored, and then it was just a little bit of time left. Another big segment of the game was them being able to go down and not use any timeouts, and then Anniston had to punt, and they got a block punt and was able to get 2 scores there in a matter of about 3 minutes. And that was very big because that's kind of the way it stayed, you know. In the third quarter, there was only 2 first downs. Jacksonville had 1 first down, was a touchdown, and Anniston had 1 first down, was a touchdown. So in the fourth quarter is when things started to change. But from the stats tonight, Jim Ogle, again, had another big night, 19 for 29 for 259 yards passing. He had 4 touchdown passes. But here, to me, was probably the biggest stat of the game, was he rushed for 70 yards. And they had some quarterback runs designed for him tonight just to run. So Daddy's starting to put the boy in there running a little bit more up the middle, which forces people to have to come inside and play him. And then Monty Sinclair tonight, 6 catches for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Fisher, Anniston did a good job with him in the second half. But again, Jacksonville's not just a one-man show. With Monty Sinclair getting the catches that he had. Zay English tonight, leading rusher, 21 carries, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And to me, what that's showing me, and I've seen them against Hanley, and I've seen them now against Anniston, Jacksonville's offensive line, they completely had to restart from last year. They didn't have anybody coming back. They've gotten better and better and better each week protecting Jim. And also, I think that's why they're letting him run a little bit more now, because they feel more comfortable with their offensive line.
Coach, that smile that you had over there, Chad, who's videoing you and talking about how much you liked that play there. I think I know what you liked about that play. It's something that we've seen for 3 years now from Jim Ogle. He has so many great talents, but I think maybe the best thing about his throwing is the accuracy. He can put that ball into some tight windows. Not very many guys in high school football, just that play right there at the goal line, at the pylon, there's only one place you could throw that ball, and he put it right in the place. And he's been doing that since 10th grade.
He has, and it was covered. It was covered well for a high school kid. And coaches will say he can hit a pie plate at 40 yards.
Wow.
And when he can do that, and also tonight what you don't realize is he still punts. So everybody I know every week works, guys, we got to work on it, because at some point in time, he's going to catch one of those punts and he's going to throw it. Because those two outside gunners are guys that catch passes too.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but when it happens, we're going to say that Coach Short called it a fake punt.
The good news and bad news both, I guess, for Jacksonville Golden Eagle fans. You look at the schedule is, at the beginning of the season, you look at that schedule, and it's loaded on the front end as far as region play. Class 4A Region 4, as we take a look at that right now, you see they've already played now what presumed to be their top competition in this region with Hanley and Anniston. So that's I guess the bad news going into the season. But on the back half of that, guys, now they have played, presumably, and Munford and folks like that will have something to say about it, but presumably they have played maybe their best competition so far. So that's the good news about playing those front end guys is I think Jacksonville kind of knows where they stand now with two of their top teams already out of the way.
Well, most everybody, has looked and said, I mean, it's not given. You never know injuries that could happen. But your top two teams are going to host. And those other two are going to go on the road, and they're going to go on the road to some very good people. I actually saw some film of a little small school called Jackson this week. They're loaded.
They won tonight at T.R. Miller 38-7. So
yeah,
that tells
that's not a bad T.R. Miller team either.
Not a bad T.R. Miller team. And that's the thing. What we're talking about is the brackets are already preset. So in the first round, one plays four. Remember, Region 4 is South Alabama. So the two teams that come out of this that are in the 3 and 4 spot, they will have to go to Mobile. They're going to have to go down to a Jackson, to a T.R. Miller, to someone like that in the first round. So that is one of the reasons. And not only are you going 6 hours, 5 hours away, but you're playing some tough competition as well. Now let's take a look. I believe we've got Class 4A Region 6 now. Cherokee County. Chad, 49-21 tonight against Aniana. And I think the most surprising score maybe I've seen all night in the state was Fultondale coming into Jim Glover Field in Attala, and they beat Etowah 48-9 tonight. I'm not sure anyone saw that coming, but I think the story here again is Cherokee County and their dominance just continues in 4A North.
A couple of things, like you wonder who is going to be able to challenge Cherokee County at that top spot. And, is Fultondale, are they a beneficiary of, Etowah having some coaching changes this week? Does that help them, along? Is that something that played a part in tonight's, kind of lopsided victory? So it looks good on the score, and it may be that Fultondale's good, but I just don't know. I mean,
I would say 17 transfers in July would help also.
Right, so
that's all I'll say.
That's all you'll say.
That's a stat I did not know, that Fultondale had 17 transfers. Well, I guess that explains their win tonight at Jim Glover Field in Attala. But they need more transfers than that, though, to deal with center.
It's the Colorado of Class 4A, I guess, is where.
Yeah,
Dion,
it could. Well,
Dion over there, is he leading the charge?
But the score tonight, the Aniana game, we went and watched him last year in the semifinals. It looks like it kind of favored that.
Way.
But they still have a good running back.
Fluff Bothwell.
Fluff Bothwell's as good as anybody.
We talked about last night on Before the Game with Tommy Wood, our Thursday night preview show, that they now are household names. You don't even have to say. You just say Corneo,
Fluff,
and Bothwell, and you know. All right, we'll be back with more of After the Game coming up here on High School Football Alabama this Football Friday night. I want to tell you about Team Sports before we go, though. I was out there this week at Team Sports. They are very close to opening up their retail store that you can go to out at McClellan. They have everything you want as far as sporting goods goes. They've got it, all the big brand names, Armour, Wilson. They've got Rawlings. They've got The Game, Rydell, everything that you need, apparel, jerseys, accessories, equipment, everything that you need. Locally family owned and operated. They've been in business since 2008, 135 Exchange Avenue in Anniston. That's on McClellan. I was out there. They got a very nice store. They're very close to opening that up. Team Sports, bringing you all of our Team Sports highlights here on these Football Friday nights. We'll have more Team Sports highlights coming up in just a moment.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Westbrook Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ, a place to use the gifts and talents God has given you, a place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
Johnson's Giant Food, 5 locations to serve you in East Alabama. They're in Jacksonville, they're in Coldwater, they're in East Gadsden, they're in downtown Gadsden, and they're in Attala. Let me tell you about their deli. If you are looking for food during football season, tomorrow, all the big college football games going on tomorrow, you go to the deli at Johnson's Giant Food, they've got you covered. They've got the chicken fingers, they've got ribs, they've got everything. The chicken and dressing is just amazing there. Everything you need. Not only that, with all the things to go with it, they've got all the soft drinks. They've got the best selection of meats anywhere in East Alabama. So if you want to grill your own, if you want hamburgers, steaks, chicken, pork chops, whatever it is, they've got all that at Johnson's Giant Food, bringing you our concession stand of the week. Johnson's Giant Food here in East Alabama. Back on this football Friday night on High School Football Alabama after the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. More team sports highlights, Chad and Coach. Another game, Chad, that you were at tonight out at Death Valley, Alexandria and Lincoln. An important game as far as we talk about playoffs now, 5A Region 6.
It's the third time I've actually gotten to see Lincoln this year. I got to see him play against Talladega, Mumford, and now tonight they go to Death Valley, which I think is one of the coolest atmospheres in all of high school football. Let's go out to Death Valley and check out the Alexandria Valley Cubs, who have beaten Lincoln the last 4 times they had met. Meeting is not a word, Coach. 2014, the last time that Lincoln beat Alexandria, and tonight they are on the move on the offense to begin with. Lincoln passed to Brandon Estelle for a first down over the right side. Then they're going to go to the ground. Landon Waller with a stiff arm and a strong run for the Golden Bears. He's going to be tripped out of bounds at midfield. So more ground game. This time Waller is going to take it to the right side, and he's going to find the sideline. Again, another big run by Waller, another first down for the Golden Bears. They are churning it up on offense on the ground this first drive. So they went left, they went right. Now they go right up the middle with Montavious Weed for the quarterback keeper up the middle. Then more back to Waller. 1st and 10 inside the 5-yard line now. And Alexander's defense would come out of nowhere and just bow up. Big stop on 3rd down. Now 4th and goal. This is the 3rd play from the 1. And they are going to make the stop. Jeremiah Heathcock with a big stop as he brings down the quarterback. Huge play for Alexandria because it looked like Lincoln was just coming down there getting everything they wanted to get done. But they get the big stop, and now they're backed up against their own goal line. They have to do a good job here getting a couple first downs on the ground to get them out of the back of the end zone. This drive would stall, though, on this incomplete pass near midfield. Almost picked off. Lincoln would get the ball back. They go back to the ground, but this time they're marred with a few penalties. This is a beautiful run by Weed, but it's going to come back. They would have to punt. And I tell you, if we could just play with the coaches, this would be a heck of a game. Chris Evans on the sideline. Man, I tell you, Coach, does that bring back any heartburn for you?
Bad memories.
Okay, good. Alexandria back on offense, though, and this is going to be a tough play. Tyshawn Beck from Lincoln is going to take the pick 6 back for the score. Golden Bears would take a 6-0 lead at this point, and that would be all the scoring we would see in the first quarter between these two teams. And the final score tonight in what was a massive back-and-forth game. Lincoln held on to win, coming back and beating Alexandria in Death Valley the first time they've won since 2014.
Lincoln beats Alexandria. They go to 3-1. Alexandria falls to 4-0. The guy sitting in our director's chair tonight, Jordan Smith, as we mentioned, also part of the Valley Cup broadcast team on the Big 95, did some research this week, and in that research he was telling us, guys, that Alexandria has not started off a season 0-4 since 1969. My dad was coaching at Piedmont and tied Alexandria that year. That was one of the they had a win and a tie that year. That was 1-8-1 that year. But that's how long ago that it's been. So tough year right now for the Valley Cubs against a really tough schedule. I mean, you look at the combined record of who they played. Cherokee County hasn't lost a game. Jacksonville's lost one game. Moody lost to a team from Maryland tonight, who's probably one of the better teams up in the Northeast. And then a Lincoln team that only lost one game. So it's been a tough start for Alexandria.
It has, but Alexandria is Alexandria, and they're still going to hold it together. Coach Ginn and his staff will hold it together. Because the video I've seen, I haven't seen them in person, but they're getting better every week. I mean, they are getting better, and they'll hold it together. They'll be fine, you know. But it may not be fine this year. It may be in the future that it happens. But Coach Ginn and them will keep that group together. And like I said, I see them still playing hard. And as long as you're still playing hard, you don't have anything to worry about.
Team sports highlights roll on. We had our cameras all over Etowah County tonight. And one of those, we start off at Gadsden City. We're at Coosa Christian. Then we're at Westbrook Christian. And talk about things that don't change. A Steve Smith team being good on offense. That's one of those things that you just expect. You know, last week they start off kind of slow at Ohatchee, but then they come back and score 33 points and almost won that game. Tonight at home against county rival Glencoe, Steve Smith getting that offense going again. They scored 56 tonight against the Glencoe Yellow Jackets.
Go back to Steve Smith, back to his time at L.D. Bruce Field in Cedar Bluff. Jamie Hampton leading those offenses down the field, scoring tons of points. Does the same thing at Piedmont. Can you do the same thing at Westbrook over time? Let's go to the highlights tonight. As you mentioned, John, a big night for Westbrook. They start in the second half, and Grayson Carroll is going to air it out to number 15, Brody Johnson, for a first down. Next play, Carroll airing it out to Cooper Greer for another first down. Tough tackling. Could not get him down to the ground. That's some hard running right there. Carroll this time will call his own number, and he is going to take this to the house for a touchdown, making it 42-21. Steve Smith there talking up with his signal caller. Carroll, Glencoe on offense now. Brady Kitchens going to try and get something going for the Yellow Jackets. He gets a first down. Big play for them. Next play, Kitchens is going to air it out this time to Jaden Patton. Another first down. Nice diving catch for the Yellow Jackets. 2 plays later, Aaron Mann, he's going to punch it in for another touchdown. 42-28. Student section pretty fired up. I'm assuming it's like a luau theme, I guess. I don't know. What's going on?
Beach.
Okay, all
there's
right.
a beach in Rainbow
Whatever
City.
you want to call it. All right, so Warriors back on offense. Carroll gets the first down. Carroll again calling his own number. He's in shifty, and he's going to take it to the house. Again, 49-23. Westbrook is back to the student section. This time they're in normal clothes. Maybe they had the like a shift change there at the old stadium. Glencoe now back on offense. Kitchen gets the first down. Kitchen now airing it out deep to find Patton again. Another first down. Yellow Jackets back to man to punch it in. 49-34 at this point, so a little closer than maybe what you would have thought. PAT was blocked. Westbrook coming right back though. Number 3, Drew Whittemore gets the first down for the Warriors. Next play, number 22, Hunter Arnold. He will get the touchdown. 56-34 the final. The band enjoying it, students enjoying it. Everybody's enjoying it at Westbrook right now as they're rolling tonight, 56-34.
Good news for Westbrook fans there. And I think after the game, our own Bailey Payne was over there and had a chance to catch up with Westbrook head coach Steve Smith for some post-game comments.
And I'm here with the head coach of the Westbrook Christian Warriors, Coach Steve Smith. Coach Smith, that was a great win, bounce back from last week's loss against Ohatchee. How do you feel about your team tonight?
Just proud to get a win. You know, it's like I told the kids, we still got a long way to go. We got a lot of things that we can work on to improve on, but always great to get a win. Proud to come out here in front of the home folks. Had a great crowd tonight, great support. Kids had a lot of energy and stuff, and glad to get a win over against the county rival.
Yes, it's county rival, and it was also a region win, so you're now 1-1 in the region, but 2-1 on the season. Next week you go to Hoax Bluff. What do you hope to accomplish from this week to next week?
As I said, we just got a lot of things we need to get better at. Hoax Bluff's got a great team this time, and Coach Rob does a wonderful job with all them every year. So, you know, they're going to be very, very difficult at their place, and we got to improve. We got to get ready for a really good Hoax Bluff team.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll let you get to your team. Enjoy the victory, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As Coach Smith mentioned, another Etowah County rival game coming up, Hoax Bluff next week. Hoax Bluff had a good showing tonight up at Geraldine. They lost the game to a very good Geraldine team, 17-7. That's going to be we're going to say this all season long, another key game in 3A Region 6 next week with Hoax Bluff and Westbrook.
I'm just so excited that I get to see Coach Smith now back to where his hair, he's got it cut, and he's looking good again. But I got to see on social media today, and you've already seen it, and it's just phenomenal, their weight room. I got right weight equipment. I'm friends with them. And
Well,
I got
when I
to see
saw
it.
it now, the weights were not in there yet.
Well,
I
they're
just
in
saw
there
the
now.
space, yes.
Oh my goodness, that weight room is second to none. There's I think 18 to 20 racks. Most
20
people
racks,
don't have
he told me. 20, yes.
And that's duals, and they've got room for 60 kids, 70 kids to work out all at the same time. So that's going to do nothing. They're going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and that is one impressive weight room. If you get an opportunity to go see it, you need to go see it.
The whole building, the dressing room, they've got the nutrition center, the coaches' offices, the 95-seat theater-style film room with the theater seats and all that. Going to be an impressive facility. A video screen coming. They've already got the turf. Big things happening over at Westbrook Christian. Right now, it's time for our third Red Threads Extra Point of the night. We got that coming up for you. Central Phoenix City head coach Patrick Nix won his 100th career game last week in the Red Devils' 48-7 road win at Enterprise. The former Etowah and Auburn Stars record is now 131 in just 11 years, guys, of high school head coach. This is his 11th year. He's averaging 10 wins a year in his high school coaching career. That includes 4 years at Scottsboro, 3 at Pinson Valley, now just beginning his 4th season in Phoenix City. Patrick Nix tearing it up down in Central Alabama. We'll be back with more high school football Alabamas after the game in just a moment.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
There's a lot to think about when you're having a baby. Colors of the nursery, names, and most importantly, where to deliver.
We want a hospital that gives families a more personalized birthing experience.
With a compassionate team of doctors and nurses, and a hospital where my baby and I can instantly bond with all the comforts of home.
So where do we find all that?
right here at RMC, the first designated baby-friendly hospital in Alabama.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change your name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Westbrook Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
This is After the Game on a football Friday night, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Coach Michael Short, and of course Chad Barnett with us. Time for more team sports highlights. The Alabama Sports Writers Association has Coosa Christian ranked as the number 10 team in the state, guys, in Class 1A. If there are 9 Class 1A football teams that are better than Coosa Christian, I don't know where they are in this state. There might be 1 or 2, but boy, Coosa Christian tonight playing Decatur Heritage at home over at Philip Ellen Field. Decatur Heritage came in undefeated, 3-0, good program, and they were totally demolished tonight by Coosa Christian.
Yeah, team, you said they could be the region title game tonight. Very impressive tonight for the Coosa Christian Warriors. Let's go straight to the highlights and check out how it all happened. 4:20 remaining in the half, and Coosa's already up 21-0. Cleto Bryant has the ball pop out on this one. Decatur Heritage is going to fall on it. And it looks like maybe we got there and we're going to be the kryptonite to Coosa. But that's not the case. Things aren't going well for the Eagles when Nash Thomas is sacked by Zayden Franklin. Thomas, this time he's going to be taken down ruthlessly by Radley Mays. 4th down now, and the Eagles are going to have to punt it away. And it's, at least, they're going to stop the bleeding a little bit. Unless this is going to be taken all the way back to the house. O'Brien takes it all the way back for the score. Number 33 is in for 6, and Coosa is up 28-0. Coach O'Brien likes what he sees here. Conquerors now back on offense. Number 12, John David Justice gets the first down. Next play, number 11, Joseph Sicca is in for the touchdown. Strong run there for the Conqueror, excuse me. I said Warrior. I think it was back still on the last highlights there. Field goal this time is blocked, but Coosa would lead 34-0. And as you mentioned, this is just an impressive win tonight for the 10th ranked Coosa Christian Conquerors, 48-0 tonight, blanking Decatur Heritage.
Huge win for Coosa Christian. I do believe that's probably the top 2 teams in that Class 1A Region 7. And, when you win what I think is going to be the region title game by 7 touchdowns, that tells you how good Coosa Christian is. As I said before, there are 9 1A teams in this state better than Coosa. I just don't believe it. I just think that's going to be tough. So let's go ahead and take a look now as we look at some of the 1A regions now. Class 1A Region 6, Wadley, another big win tonight. up at Donahoe. We had the Wadley cheerleaders on the show earlier. Ragland non-region tonight as they lost that game to Randolph County. Winterboro wins. Spring Garden gets a region win, much needed over Victory Christian. And Donahoe and TCC at the bottom of the region right now. Coach, this is looking more and more like Wadley. Ragland could have something to say here. Ragland played Randolph County very well tonight. That was a close game, 40-34. But outside of Ragland, I'm not sure anybody else can stand in Wadley's way since they've already beaten Spring Garden.
Yeah, I got to see them, and I've seen them once on film, and I got to see them in person. Their running back is a man amongst
Jaquez Wilkes.
Yes, and just being able to watch them, I'm very impressed with them. That's who I think will win that region. But to go back to Coosa, there is nobody with the team speed, and there's nobody with the depth that they have for a 1A school. So I see a match coming.
And it would be in the playoffs. We'll take a look at Class 1A Region 7 now. That is the region that has Coosa Christian.
Yes.
Appalachian is undefeated there. Cedar Bluff got a win tonight. Decatur Heritage falls to 1-1 in the region. Then you got Woodville, Galesville, and Valley Head. This region is not as strong as it was last year. Valley Head's not quite as good. Cedar Bluff is not quite as good. Decatur Heritage is a little better. Appalachian's pretty good. Woodville about the same. Galesville struggling this year at 0-4. But Coosa Christian, again, Coach, I've seen them in person in the game against Spring Garden, and you're exactly right. This is a team that is a 1A school, but Chad and Coach, they do not have 1A athletes. They can very easily compete at the 2A and 3A level without any problem.
When I walked in last year, and that was one of my first 1A football games, besides seeing it a Super 7 when you're 400 yards away so you can't tell. And I said, okay, all right, well, this is 1A ball. I understand that. But when I see Coosa Christian, I don't see 1A athletes, not numbers of them. Somebody will have one or two of them, but as far as the numbers of athletes, the amount of speed they have, and the depth that they have, they don't have to play everybody both ways. So that's going to be interesting to see who's going to make it in that second and third round of the playoffs.
You could have some potential matchups. Spring Garden, don't count them out. If Spring Garden can do something with their turnover situation, if they can solve that, Spring Garden can play with anybody in the state. We saw that in the Coosa Christian game. But, you got Wadley, you got Coosa Christian, you got Spring Garden. Probably Pickens County, you can never leave them out. That's probably the top teams, I think, probably in the north in 1A. Meek and Lynn are in the top 10. But I think probably the top 4 in the north, some combination of Coosa, Spring Garden, Wadley, Pickens County.
Probably as exciting 1A football as we've seen in a long time, because a lot of times just 1 or 2 guys. At the end, there's 1 or 2 guys. We may have 4 or 5 guys that can do that, can make that happen.
All right, East Alabama Top 10 presented by Awards to Remember. A few changes, guys, in our East Alabama Top 10 as we come back to that. Again, not a lot of changes at the top. As a matter of fact, no changes at the top, but we do have some changes at the bottom based on the games tonight. Number 10, a team that lost big tonight, but that was their first loss. I'm not going to take them out of it, and that is Ohatchee, because that loss tonight might have been to the team that may win the North in Class 3A. Number 9 in our East Alabama Top 10, Randolph County. Number 8 in our East Alabama Top 10, a team making their debut.
There they go. Welcome.
Jacksonville Golden Eagles coming in and debuting at number 8 after that win over Anniston. Number 7 in the East Alabama Top 10, the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Kind of had it on cruise control tonight against a Huffman team that was very badly outmatched. Number 6, Coosa Christian. We're looking at them, and I think they may rise in this thing. The problem with rising in our East Alabama Top 10 is we just got so many good, powerful teams. You'll see that as we get into our top 5. Number 5 in the East Alabama Top 10, Wadley. Undefeated, big win tonight. Number 4 in the East Alabama Top 10, Central Clay County. Big, impressive win tonight over Elmore County, an Elmore County team that was undefeated, and they took care of them with no problem tonight down in Eclectic. Number 3, Cherokee County. Number 2 in our East Alabama Top 10, Hanley. Number 1, B.B. Comer. Coach and Chad, you start looking at these teams right here. There's a lot of these teams that might be playing well into December. We're talking Bryant-Denny Stadium. I wouldn't be surprised to see several of these teams in a bunch of different classifications playing in Tuscaloosa.
I see quite a few of these teams that are going to have to on Thanksgiving, they're going to have a turkey dinner at the school because they're going to be playing football on Thanksgiving. Several of these teams could, and finally glad to see Coosa get there and Wadley. Ooh, Lord. We're going to see some of these guys in December. There's no doubt.
We'll see a change next week.
Yes.
On the top 5 because of that.
Chad, very good point right there. 2 versus 4. This is what high school football in East Alabama is all about next week. Volunteer Stadium, Clay Central, and Hanley coming up. That's our East Alabama Top 10 presented by Awards to Remember. Let me tell you about Awards to Remember. You see the Tough Guy Trophy, they provide that. You see the plaque for our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week, they provide that as well. They do so many great things. They're located out on Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee at 4017 Alabama Highway 144. Go to awardstoremember.com. Call them at 892-2500. 40 years in business. They are the place to go in East Alabama for plaques, trophies, medals, and every type of awards. More highlights and a lot still to come, including Team of the Week on After the Game.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. A place to use the gifts and talents God has given you. A place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
After 15 years of supplying top quality, name brand sports equipment and team apparel to hundreds of Alabama schools, coaches, and athletes, and continuing to provide custom uniforms, embroidery, and screen printing, Team Sports is adding a new player. Coming soon, McClellan Sports and Outdoors. Whether you're an athlete in search of football helmets, bats, or even cleats, or an outdoor enthusiast in search of apparel from top brands, McClellan Sports and Outdoors has you covered. Visit McClellansports.com for more information.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We'll have our last Red Threads Extra Point of the night coming up later on in this segment. Red Threads on the square in Jacksonville. They have all the officially licensed JSU apparel, local high school team wear, custom apparel for your team event, our company, Red Threads, can do it. They provide our Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts, and they also have our Muscle Team shirts that they provide, and our brand new staff shirts this year, our after the game staff shirts. Red Threads, powered by O-Brand, on the square in Jacksonville. Great store. Go in and see them on the square in Jacksonville. Earlier in the show, we had the head coach of the Walter Wellborn Panthers, Coach Jeff Smith, in with us, and we saw a few highlights in the background while we were talking with him. Now we're going to take you out and give you some details of those highlights on the hill tonight as Wellborn had that big homecoming win, their first win of the year against the Beulah Bobcats.
Yeah, it's a region opener for the Wellborn Panthers tonight, as Beulah did their region opener last week with a win against Sachs. Wellborn coming into this one 0-2 on the season, but coming off that bye week, trying to get in the win column. Let's go to the highlights on the hill in Wellborn and see how these highlights worked out for the Panthers. We're going to start out Wellborn leading 27-14 in the second quarter. 4th and 3 at the Wellborn 49-yard line. Quick punt, only nets 7 yards by Beulah. Wellborn running back Jabari Williams is going to take this now with that good field position. 24 yards for the run. Next play, Noah Screws. Pass complete to Brendan Talley for a 31-yard touchdown. That was a beautiful throw. Put that right in the basket. 2-point conversion is going to be good by Kyle Bright. Wellborn on top, 35-14. Looking very impressive tonight in the region opener. Beulah quarterback Demarion Foreman with a 12-yard run up the left side as he's pushed out of bounds. Wellborn Carlos Hubbard, though, will pick off this pass. Beautiful job stepping in front. And that's going to be the last play before halftime as Coach Smith going to talk over a couple of things with the team. Kickoff for the second half. Wellborn is going to field it at the 20. And it's going to be a nice gain all the way out to midfield. And then they're going to go back to the ground. Williams, this time, they're not going to catch him. 50 yards for the touchdown. Number 6 is in for 6. PAT no good. Wellborn leads 41-14. Beulah then punt blocked by Wellborn at the Beulah 30. It's all Panthers tonight as they get a big win to start off their region schedule. 60 spot on Beulah, 60-34. They've made the playoffs 11 times under Jeff Smith in the last 4 years. It's looking pretty good that they may be churning to that 5th straight.
An improved Beulah team, as Coach Smith talked about, but Wellborn wins it 60-34. We're going to continue now with our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. We're going to look at Class 2A now. Again, a couple of 2A regions here in East Alabama, one in the north, one in the south. Class 2A Region 4, B.B. Comer, Thorsby, Vincent at the top. Isabella and Ranburne 1-1. Then you got Central, Coosa, Fayetteville, and Woodland. Everybody's chasing B.B. Comer. Coach, the Tigers have been dominant. They beat what I think is a pretty good Ranburne team tonight, 42-7 at Ranburne. B.B. Comer seems like they may be one of those teams that might be headed to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, like I said, they're big, they're physical, and they got a big and physical running back. And they've got everything it takes to get back to the state championship game.
And we look at Class 2A Region 6 as we go to the north. Locust Fork has been the dominant team. But folks, look right there at Pleasant Valley, our reigning team of the week. Pleasant Valley wins tonight on the road at Holly Pond. They're 2-0 in region play, 3-0 overall, coming home to take on Cleveland next week. Cleveland's 0-3. Guys, Pleasant Valley could be 4-0, maybe 3-0 in region play. They are looking like they are setting up for maybe a playoff run for the first time in 13 years.
Let's go get that home playoff game, right? Let's go.
Well, that's what they believe in. Coach Meeks, he does a great job out there at Pleasant Valley. Well, I have all the world and respect for him, and I hope they can get it done.
Seeing their team out there today, we saw the picture of their muscle team. They got some big guys, and I asked Coach Nix at the pep rally today, they only have 6 seniors on this team. It's a young team. One of the guys, he's got an offensive lineman who's 6'6", 280, who's just a junior on that team. Big guys. You can see they've put in the work in that.
He's athletic, too.
New weight room they've got out there. This is a team that is making some noise, a lot of momentum building out at Pleasant Valley. Well, we mentioned we were going to have for you one more Red Threads Extra Point. This is our last one of the night. Piedmont spent 167 consecutive weeks ranked in the ASWA football poll until dropping out for the first time this week. The Bulldogs had been ranked in every poll since November 5th, 2008. Piedmont appeared in that final poll of that season after a 42-33 win on Halloween night versus Woodwood. When we come back, we've got more highlights, and don't forget, we're going to take a look at our Team of the Week. That's coming up.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
When you shop at Pee Wee Turner Motors, you will be a winner. As lifelong supporters of East Alabama athletics, we at Pee Wee Turner Motors would like to invite you to check out our quality inventory of trucks, cars, and SUVs at peeweeturnermotors.net. We always guarantee credit approval and look forward to serving you and your family at Pee Wee Turner Motors on Quintard Avenue, Anniston.
We're excited to announce that starting this April, we'll be entering into the cabinet business. With that in mind, we're going to change our name to Ted's Floors and Beyond. The Beyond encompasses everything that we do in addition to all of your flooring needs.
We've partnered with Westbrook Cabinet Company, who makes the highest quality cabinets in the industry.
So when you're ready for a complete kitchen or bathroom remodel, shop Ted's.
Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden. If you love football, you love the tailgate, Team One Chevy in Gadsden has the perfect tailgate vehicle for you. Maybe it's a new Chevy Silverado, a Tahoe, a Suburban. And right now, you can register to win a huge Auburn or Alabama tailgate package with a huge school tent, school chairs, and much more. Just register to win Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden, 413 East Meagan Boulevard in East Gadsden. Speaking of Gadsden, Gadsden City, earlier we had the head coach of the Titans, Ollie Smith, on. His team tonight, 63 points against Fort Payne tonight at Titan Stadium.
Seen a lot of big numbers tonight. Seen a lot of 50s and 60s. Offense is looking good tonight, and they were out at Titan Stadium. Let's go right to the highlights and check out and see how those Titans do against the Fort Payne Wildcats in a region counter tonight. Hosting the Wildcats, Dax Varnador. That's a cool name. That's one of the top 10 names we've heard all year. Sacked by Jarrell Brasher. Varnador not looking very good here because he's going to be sacked again by Nemo Samples. Titans on offense. Quarterback TJ Worthy fits in for a first down. Next play, Luke Waldrop. He's going to connect with Justin Peoples for another hard-fought first down for the Titans. Titans are going to settle, though, for a field goal, and they will make it 3-0 as that one splits the uprights. Titans fans liking the start. Things get the turn to the kickoff now when Brandon Oliver, he's going to take this kickoff, and he is going to do good things with it. Right up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, and he is going to be running free in the field. He's going to run it back all the way for a touchdown, 7-3 as Fort Payne jumps on top now of Gadsden City. Titans back on offense. Waldrop, as you see the fans, Fort Payne, made the small trek down the interstate there to see this one. Titans back on offense now. Waldrop finding Peoples again for the first down. Tackled hard, but he holds onto the football. Worthy now. He's going to get the handoff, and he is going to take it to the house as well. Just beating the Fort Payne defensive back, putting the Titans on top 10-7. Coach Ali Smith on the sideline. He's been there since the inception of the school, I believe, right? He's been a part of that staff. Liking what he's seeing. Fort Payne now with the ball. Varnador airing it out. Beautiful pass. Dropping it in the basket to number 4, Nolan Fowler. Fort Payne answers a few plays later when Caden Dubose getting the touchdown, making it 14-10 at that point. That was just the icing because they put up a ton of points. 104 points tonight at Titan Stadium. 63-41.
Back and forth, Chad and Coach, all night long. Back and forth until it got to about the 40s. And then when it got to the 40s, Gadsden City took over and scored about the last 3 touchdowns of the game to win it 63-41. As we take a look now, our last look at regions tonight is our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. Class 6A Region 6 will begin there. The big story tonight, we talked about it last week, Oxford and Clay Chalkville. Clay Chalkville beat Pinson Valley. Oxford has Pinson Valley coming up. So if Oxford can get by them, that matchup later on in the season, probably for a region title, it's going to be a huge game between Oxford and Clay Chalkville. But the big story tonight, Pell City. They were 0-3. Center Point was 3-0. Coach Short, Rush Probst gets his first win as the head coach of the Panthers.
Yeah, just probably one of many. I don't know if say this year, but one of many, and they legitimately, if you look at it, they've got a shot to get in the playoffs.
They absolutely do. That was a big win tonight over Center Point. They'll be a big favorite against Huffman. Shades Valley probably is a winnable game as well. That would be amazing. You talk about setting the Pell City community on fire. If they can make the playoffs in their first year after going 1-9 last year, that tells you that the train is rolling, Chad.
He's never failed anywhere he's been, so why would we think anything different is going to happen here? It may not, like you said, Coach, it may not be a ton of wins this year. If he stays, it's going to happen. He's done it everywhere, in different states, different areas, different levels. He's going to win here.
But that big one's going to be Oxford and Clay Chalkville. That is going to be a huge matchup.
Well, Oxford's got Pinson Valley before then, over at Pinson Valley, so that'll be a stern test for the Yellow Jackets. But if they get past that one, it looks like it's going to be winner take all.
An offensive line for Oxford's getting better and better and better each week.
Really not challenged tonight, 52-0 win over Huffman. Class 6A Region 8, Gadsden City. I really think, especially, I thought Lee of Huntsville might have been a contender, but it turns out they were a pretender as they got beat tonight by May Jemison. Also tonight, you saw Hazel Green. They fell to Buckhorn. Gadsden City's already beaten Buckhorn by 5 touchdowns. I think Gadsden City is going to win the region championship again, especially with that win over Fort Payne. Probably most likely, Fort Payne was their top competition in the region. Gadsden City about to win a bunch of football games.
I've watched him in 7-on-7. He don't want to hear it, but I think they got a chance to make a run in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Ali Smith joined us earlier on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. One more thing to do after the break. We're going to unveil our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week in just a moment.
After 15 years of supplying top-quality, name-brand sports equipment and team apparel to hundreds of Alabama schools, coaches, and athletes, and continuing to provide custom uniforms, embroidery, and screen printing, Team Sports is adding a new player. Coming soon, McClellan Sports and Outdoors. Whether you're an athlete in search of football helmets, bats, or even cleats, or an outdoor enthusiast in search of apparel from top brands, McClellan Sports and Outdoors has you covered. Visit McClellansports.com for more information.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ. A place to use the gifts and talents God has given you. A place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
The game-winning touchdown. A goal line stand. The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
USA Softball of Alabama brings you our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard with all the scores every Friday night here on After the Game. They are the national governing body of softball in the United States. Since 1933, USA Softball has become one of the nation's largest and fastest growing sports organizations. They grew from a few hundred teams to 120,000 teams today. More than 1 million members of USA Softball, and that includes here in Alabama. It's a fast-growing sport, especially with the youth. You can go to usasoftballofalabama.com to find out more information. Wrapping up high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Time for our Ted's, Floors, and Beyond Team of the Week, and this was an easy one this week, guys. The Jacksonville Golden Eagles, our team of the week. That big 52-24 win over state-ranked Anniston, a big rival game at Golden Eagle Stadium. Jacksonville is going to get the Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts. They'll get the Ted's T-shirts. They're going to get our Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy. We're coming to Jacksonville, bringing all kind of goodies to the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, our Ted's, Floors, and Beyond Team of the Week. And that does it for high school football, Alabama. After the game, we will see you right back here next Friday night, 10 o'clock sharp on Facebook and YouTube. Share us, like us, tell people about us all during the week. We'll see you back here next Friday night. Have a blessed weekend.
High School Football Alabama Scoreboard is a production of Fairfax Garden Media.